All right, people, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Yesterday, usually I don't entertain these individuals, but I felt the need to entertain one of them because I said before, I don't know. This is a person, I guess he feels he can make black technology. As I told you before, you're going to find a lot of fakes out there, a lot of copycats of people trying to make these black products, trying to do things like we do things on our level. And again, I can't explain this enough that a lot of testing is required. If you don't test the screen properly, white levels are going to fail miserably. And you saw in the demonstrations, his paint is really dark. I told you I had issues drawing in white light, especially if you start putting it in your specifications. Issues with ultra short throws, which should not be a problem because it's a projector that's literally sitting right on top of the screen, so that shouldn't be an issue. Long throw I can see, but ultra short throw no. So as I showed you during the demonstrations, I guess the fellow called me out. And like I said, I don't like to get into this petty nonsense. I really don't. I usually ignore this guy. But every once in a while, somebody has to be schooled. So yeah, I came out, I showed my screen. My screen pulls up very high white levels. I can show you my test demonstrations on my products. Question I want to ask people who have these products, where are your tests? You can't just make a product, throw it out there and expect people to pay for it and there's no test behind it. If you don't know what the outcome is going to be of the product, then that's not fair to the customer. The customer what got to be is the customer the beta tester? That's what he becomes, the buyer and beta tester, because that's pretty much what you're doing. This is why people go to our websites and see all the test demonstrations on different fabrics. I've done vinyl. I've been done vinyl. The demonstration I showed you called the Black Paper Challenge. Yeah, you see how crazy that demonstration. We threw everything against the screen, even a hoodie. We threw a hoodie on the screen. Our technology doesn't match other black surfaces. We have tested the product. We get the test to prove it. And this is why I request people that when you're buying screen paint products, make sure that they have tests under the products. Same thing with Jamie and his products. Same thing. His product came up matching house paint. There is no way in the world you're going to charge $95 for a product that the customer can go down to Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, any one of those paint product places and do the exact same thing. He sells a product on his website called the Cinemax that clearly matched the household paint with him on camera narrating the video and still sells the product. That is completely a product that's complete fraud. This mess right here is absolutely horrible. This product is water paint. The majority of it is water. So the customer is paying for half water and half paint. That's really messed up. And then on top of that, for this fellow to come in and make all these claims about this, that, and the other, you can't even keep your website open. I'm back in here again. My friends and associates have been in and out of this site for a solid month, and this site has been closed. You can't get on camera and brag about how other people's products are trash and they're this, that, and the other, and you can't even keep your website open. All your products here are closed. When you get to your black paints, they're seasonal. What the heck is a seasonal black paint? That doesn't make any sense. It sounds like an excuse for trying to have something but not have something, if you know what I mean. Let me open my window for my cat. He needs to go exploring. So on the professional end of it all, when it gets down to it, both of you gentlemen are fakes. You're definitely fakes. You don't own rights to pictures because, again, like I said, stealing images from Google, claiming to be your own is extremely low, especially when you're in this kind of business. You shouldn't do that because you mislead your customers. So, Taco, come here. Sorry about that, people. When I get up in the morning, I got things I gotta do. I'm gonna raise the camera. Should take care of this first. All right, let me see. Distribution, boom. All right. All right, he can chill in the window. He's good. I'll figure out where the rest of his stuff is at later on. Anyway, so as I said before, you can't come on here. Remote control is just needed out there in here. Wow, so I can find it. You can't come on YouTube and slander other people's work, saying that it's this and that and the other. And again, you have no proper testing on your products, not all, period. Even worse, like I said, your site is never, ever open. How are you going to call yourself selling screen paint products and bragging about products, about how good your products are? No one can get access to your stuff. You sat there and said on the camera that you lied right on camera with the original video over top, claimed your screen didn't come in different colors. We saw it did. They come in 448 containers. It has to. There's no other way to ship it. It's virtually impossible. I can't even wrap my head around how you would ship it if you didn't have the 48s. There's so much stuff wrong with the website. It's not even funny. So much misinformation. You make it up as you go along, and that's what you're doing in the videos. There's constant failures in the product, and as there's constant failures in the product, you're making excuses as you go along why these failures are happening, like they're supposed to be a good thing. As in when the bubbles were popping up on the paint because they just can't connect. They're not supposed to be there. That much water is not supposed to be in paint. And you're making it saying, oh, these are bubbles that are basically releasing oxygen. You just lie. That's just straight up lying through the entire demonstration. Go take that stuff over to one of those forum sites and feed that nonsense over there to them and see how fast they'll shut you down over there. Go over there and play with those guys over there. You know, on YouTube, you get people that are going to know and people are not going to know. Over there, those are people there that do know. Go over there with that nonsense and feed that nonsense over there and see how far you get over there. Yeah, that's why you don't find them. That's why I find them in forum sites, because they don't know what they're talking about. This is the black paint. You claim that you're supposed to be competing with us. At the end of the day, we can't even buy it for testing. I have bought $700 worth of merchandise from you. How much of product have you bought from me? None. Not one thing. Nothing. Zip. I bought $700 from you. Where did the $700 go to? Did you keep the money? No, you didn't keep the money. You gave me back every single dime, even the samples you gave me back. So how can you say that, you know, that in the video that I've never tested your product and never had your product? We tried to get your product. We tried to buy it. Gave you $700 worth of my money and you didn't even take it. You gave me back the money as fast as we sent it over. As a matter of fact, fastest returns in history for us. We paid for $160 for your items and we literally got that money back. I mean, no struggle through PayPal, nothing. Money transferred to the account so fast that we were able to use the same $160 to make all the purchases. I'm going to find that video. That video is where basically it got so bad for him that he shut his marketplace down. He pulled the marketplace in the middle of the transactions. He pulled them. You don't know what you're doing. You don't. The three stooges or the four stooges now, you guys really don't know what y'all doing at the end of the day. All you're going to end up with this year is a lot of pain, and I mean a lot of pain and a lot of financial woes because a bunch of them are getting sued. One's already in the process, another one's being processed for this month, and the other two are going to be tracked down and basically served soon over doing dumb stuff. And getting on YouTube, I don't care if you're on YouTube and doing a demonstration talking about, oh, vinyl is the same thing our product is. If you think I'm going to sit there and I take a screen, I put black paper and white paper and three different versions of black paint and black tape and a hoodie and even a plastic black container from a Tupperware container on my screen, and none of that matches, would you think at the end of the day with all the testing that I do under my products, like we even got a test demonstration called Sunbather, which no one has ever done. Built a little ledge outside the window, stuck 1,000 lumen projector out there, let the sun hit it, pushed it to 11 feet, or no, sorry, 16 feet, back into the house and still hit the screen and pulled up an image with a 100-watt light bulb right there in the center, huge, massive, giant light bulb, 100-watt or whatever it was, a giant light bulb in the middle, and we showed off snow levels, we showed off color levels, we showed off contrast levels right there. Got it right there on my test demonstration page. So if I'm going to do demonstrations like this, I would think with as many vinyl and what do you call those fixed frame screens I've had in my possession, that I think I would have done that test already. The problem is, the reason why you think I haven't done that test, because you, for some reason, you guys think that we think on the same level. We don't think on the same level at all, period. I do test my products, you don't. Oh my goodness. But getting back to your page here, I don't know how, we don't consider you to be a threat. Why would I consider you to be a threat? You can't even open your website. You're calling yourself the king and all this stuff. Your website is always closed. And then you came on there and you did some little narration about why your site's closed. Well, we checked every single day, and every single day your site is closed, as I said it was. Either it comes down to, like I said in the day, Danny, it comes down to the point that I can't even call you Partey, because Partey is not your name. Stole the name from somebody else. You don't even own that name. It's not yours. If it's your name, go get a copyright. Show me a copyright of that being your ownership of your name. Show it to me. You can't get a copyright on it. These right here, these are not yours. These are actually owned by somebody else. The face right here, that's not yours at all, period. This right here, this is not yours. This doesn't even belong to you. So that comes up. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. You stole that. Go into the search, see if it pops up. See, not yours. You stole that. Now, you guys, you are so slow to the party. You're really slow to the party, you are. I had somebody come and say, well, those labels you got are not yours. You don't listen. This is why we consider you guys to be idiots, because you don't listen. I clearly say this in demonstrations all the time. Anytime I'm designing a label on camera, the first thing I say, these are dummy labels. When you see me pop up with a registration saying this is copyrighted, no one saw what the Black Series labels look like. You saw the dummies. When I got ready to show up the real one, I popped that little piece of paper saying, here, look, our stuff is registered. It has a copyright attached to it. You don't listen when I say things. And then you come back and you repeat dumb stuff. And it makes you sound like an idiot, because I have to come back and show you that, look, these are dummies. But these right here you have are not yours. Now, let me see, it's good over here to the product. We can't test your product, Danny, because you're scared to open your website. You're scared to open your website, and the reason why you're scared to open your website is because you know we're going to go in and we're going to test your products. Other people are probably going to test your products besides us. That whole theory about how your products have to have that much water into them. If they don't have that kind of water in them, then what happens is the paint will basically, evaporate. It will basically disappear. I think that's fake. I think at the end of the day, if we take all the water out of your paint, we stick it into a container, we put it in the back, it's going to react just like paint. Nothing's going to happen to it unless it's properly sealed. There's nothing special about it. The reason why you have water in the product is to give it a thin, light skin coating. That's why you put all the water in it. The reason why you require multiple coats over the surface, because the paint is so weak that the original coat can't cover. It means you would have to hit it over and over and over again in order to get a somewhat coverage to actually land on the screen. That's why you had to do so many passes over the surface. Mind you, you didn't do one pass and then a second and third. We counted 23 in one of the passes. You had to go over one time and then an additional 23 rolls in order to cover that surface. Why you require a light a roll and then a heavy pressure roll, because the pressure roll is basically him applying the paint. The light paint is when you lift the roller slightly a little off the screen, so that way it's making contact, but you're not putting any pressure where the paint's going to have an issue with basically separating from the surface. How do I know this? Well, because when we paint walls that have a protective coating, that's one of the things we have to do. That's what I had to do with the screen behind me. I'll apply the screen heavy when I go on just to cover it, and then just so that we don't want the surface. If we put the roller heavy on the surface where I paint it, it's going to show the original surface it's going to push through. So what we do is we lift the roller up just a little bit, so that when we roll over top of it, we can cover the surface without basically applying pressure to the surface, which would cause the original surface to push through. I know this. I paint. Anyone who paints has been through this knows this. Now, if you prime the surface, it's easier for the application to apply on, especially if it's a different color. And this is why we have in a specification sheet, if you come across one of these walls or a screen, you basically put a light coated application and then you hit it with a heavy. Well, actually, that's the opposite when you do with fixed frame screens, which he didn't explain that to you too. That coating he has, that stuff would never hit a silver ticket. Silver tickets have a strange kind of coating that when you paint them, the paint separates automatically. So with the silver tickets, how we do it, how we coat over them, we basically put a light coating first, let that dry, then we go heavy on the screen. He could never apply that to a silver ticket. It'll never work. He would have to do multiple, more than 4, more than 23 in order to get that to transfer. Because that protective coating they have on silver tickets is a freaking nightmare. That's the only one I think I've run across that had that coating. Actually, one of my demonstrations, we show you how to do it. So that wouldn't work. There is a lot of restrictions you have on your products that customers can't use. You can never paint that stuff to a wall because you have this whole system where you have to pour this line down in the middle of the screen. So, how would a person apply that to a screen? How would they use it with a paint sprayer? How would that even work? How would that work with a paint pan and roller? It won't, because it requires you to take these cups for each size screen and pour this down. That's what I say. It's a bunch of hoopla. It's all fake because, again, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that when I can just take it and just pour it out, which you just did in one of your demonstrations down here below? We're not going to go in on this because I got things to do right now. I got to be with family today. We're going to be converting the Omega 1s into 48s because how we got to make them, there is no way in the world we can make them in 32s. It's not going to happen. So they got to be transferred to 48s. You guys started making 48s because we made 48s. There's a reason why we made the screen a 48, because when we make the formula, when we mix it from the containers that it comes in, it equals to 48s, which means if we do it at 32, we got a splash over. We got paint left over, which again, when we make this stuff, we usually don't want that. We want to basically make them and the size containers of what the ingredient goes into. We want the entire ingredient in there. So the only thing they'll fit when we have the ingredients the way they come in these containers, either they come in 8 ounces or they come in 32s, they always splash over. So 48s fit just perfectly. And that's how we got the idea for the 48s would work perfectly. You guys followed us on the 48s and didn't know what you were doing. All right. And again, there's nothing more to talk about this at all, period. You got to test your stuff, man. None of your stuff here is tested. I can't find any test results on any of these products at all, period. There's no test results on it. This is not yours. This actually belongs to it belongs to, I hate to say the word on a Sunday, but it belongs to a strip club. It belongs to a porn site. That belongs to a porn site right there. Let me see. You got just making it up. You don't know what you're talking about. This is a person, like I said, who has not been selling hasn't sold any screen paint. I can't even find any of your customers. This is a person who basically all this stuff he's wrote is bull. It's definitely bull. And Danny, and tell you what makes it all bull at the end of the day, all this nonsense, everything you want to say, what makes it bull is the simple fact that your screen matched your theater wall. That's what makes it even more bull. You're gonna go through all this to find out the screen matched the wall. 7.5 to 8 in gain. That's definitely not heard of ever anywhere. You can't have 2 gains attached to a screen. I've never seen that. You can look at cheap white projection screens. They don't even have it on there. There's no such thing as a screen with 2 gains. This right here is a flag that you don't know what you're talking about. You got it right here. Not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. How can you not get a black screen to pick up an ultra short throw? That's pretty easy. And then by the demonstration, when we saw the screen outside, that's the first time I saw that one, that screen was so dark. Oh, it's so dark. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. The demonstration, when you turn the vinyl around, that was just dark. We tested vinyl before. We know what vinyl looks like. As a matter of fact, I'm going to find the demonstration where Crow was actually in one of our forum sites, running the live chats when you're talking. And he made the suggestion for me to turn the screen around to the vinyl side to do a side-by-side comparison. And I sat there and said on camera, I said, look, it's going to have contrast. It just can't see white light. And we did the demonstration right there live. He left the room. I've done this already. And it's just like when you made that do-it-yourself paint, that do-it-yourself paint was garbage. You put body oil in it and then had a nerve to sit there and say that I never said anything about body oil. It's right there in instructions, right on your YouTube channel, with your Facebook and your Facebook and your website address right there. And in the ingredients, people can clearly say it's body gel, which is an oil-based substance. And that's why if you go back, there were a lot of people complaining about the screen hot spotting. Of course it's hot spotting. There's oil in the paint. That's why it's hot spotting like crazy. And you were giving that away for free, untested. Which means people were going out and making that stuff and putting it to the screen and getting awful results. Screens were coming up too dark. Screens were hot spotting because you don't test your stuff properly. You want to come on camera thinking you know everything. Look at this product right here, seasonal. What the freak is seasonal? I have never seen this in the many years that I have been in business in screen paint. I've never heard of screen paint being seasonal. This is almost as worse as when Jamie has in his description under the Frankenstein that it can't be used in a home. Why can't it be used in a home? I asked that question many times. You guys are writing stuff in your specifications that don't make any sense. You're just putting stuff in there for the sake of just putting stuff in there. Why can't you use the Frankenstein in your home? What's it? You got a warning there saying that you can't. So what happens? What's the outcome of using that in your home? You can't tell me because he doesn't even know himself. Why is this paint seasonal? Why? That's just basically an excuse to say we have it, but we don't have it. Or we do have it, but it's seasonal, but we don't have it. So what season is it available? Question, good one. What season is it available? How about tomorrow? You got editing, you got access to this site 24/7. How about you hop in there today or tomorrow and you basically put and explain why that's seasonal. What season is it available? It wouldn't make a difference because we can't even get in the website to get anything because the website's always closed. So I don't know if that's all the problem. Now, you see the images here? I'm gonna come up here for a minute. Come over here a little bit this side, right here. See how the images are too close? This is his image, that's his image. But see how the images are too close? Why are you so close to the screen? You know why? Because your edges around the corners come up too dark. That's even too dark for a black screen. A black screen should never come up that dark. Look how your white levels are. Your white levels are blue. That's not supposed to look like that. I'm going to show you though. I got the same image I can pull up over here. Let me grab that battery for my unit. That's supposed to be white, bone white. It's Tron. You know, you got the black one and they got the white and blue and all that kind of stuff in there. I'm going to fire up our screen behind us. Let's go look at something else while we're in here too. Let me get this out of the way. It's on top of that. I'm going to do some gaming off this screen. I'm not going to be here much longer. I have to take care of some business. Now, I'm going to tell you something what I believe in. Because like I said, we already proved you to be a liar on the second demonstration versus the first. Your product does come in 4 coats. If you're saying it doesn't come in 4 coats, why would you have the video to begin with? What's the point of making that video if it never came in 4 coats? If that's the case, the video you did with the one with the 4 coats in the same color would have been the original video. That's the first video you posted, which means that video right there is based off your website. Literally, everything you have in there is somewhat based off your website. That second one you have doesn't. That was just put there for I don't know what purposes, why you would even make that to begin with. Because clearly you can see you just lied. You didn't even remove the other video at all. You just left it there. Of course you have to leave it there because your entire site is based off the first one. The first one is your video. So your products do come in different colors. They are shipped in 448 containers, as we said they are, because it's right there, showing proof of you doing it. And the thing is that there's no way in the world you can sell the product because, again, it would cost you too much money. You can't open your site. Every time if someone makes a purchase, you actually owe money. Unless you can clear up what's going on in that video. If that's not you and your wife and they're doing that demonstration, then what the heck is that video all about? You haven't even cleared that one up yet. I don't even know what that one's for. Now, let me see real quick. Man. And so I hear some people saying, well, why waste the time? It's not wasting the time. Sometimes you got to address this nonsense. You have to. You know, I ignore this guy quite a bit, but sometimes you have to address this nonsense. You have nerds sit there and show a black vinyl screen like that's supposed to represent my work at the end of the day. You have any idea how much testing and hard work I go through to build a product? I'm not like you jokers at the end of the day. Don't do your jobs right. Tron 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube. If you shop at Walmart, you know you don't always have to go to the store.
Grid is live. Initiated light cycle battle.
We're gonna hit that particular part right there. Man, if motorcycles really actually work that way, that'd be so hot, wouldn't it? All right. Now, I'm going to show you something. When I tell you, now mind you, I'm an expert in black technology. I can go back 8 years and I can pull up technology we had 8 years ago, way before you even knew what it was. I was here. You're talking to somebody who's basically has been there and done that with black technology. When I tell you your white levels are way too low, that they're coming up bluish, that's the first newbie mistake. When I first started developing black technology, one of the things I ran into was the white levels coming up with a bluish kind of tint to them. But it takes years to be able to understand, to teach a screen that's jet black to accept and understand white light. You can't do this overnight. This takes time. You see how your levels are blue here? That's what your levels have to look like. You see how white my levels look? See how there's a separation between the black? I've seen this already before. I've developed enough black technology. I can go back to my original videos where I first started off. Where I first started off with black technology. And I can go back and go, gee whiz, yeah, the levels were blue. And I can see as I went along to developing, going down the line, making better product, it takes time, it takes dedication. You don't do this overnight. And I can see where my progress started to change bit by bit on each one I started to work on and developed. You're at the beginning stage, a very beginning stage. This is why we don't have any testing on your product. There's no white level test. There's none of that. There's no black versus black. You don't have any demonstrations of your product versus black paint, black fur. Nothing. There's nothing there. because you can't pass those tests. That's the beginning stage of a black screen paint. See how blue that is? That's blue. That's white. This is why we explain to those of you who are trying to make black paint, at the end of the day, if you think that you hit our level, you are not even close. You're not even close. You have years to go, and I mean years to go to get to that point. Many, many years is what it's going to take for you to get there. Can you get there? Yeah. If you learn stop to be so arrogant half the time and learn how to roll up your sleeves and actually work for a living when you're doing this kind of technology, yeah. If you're mad at me at the end of the day because I make that kind of money, I should be making way more than that for that black technology sitting behind me. If you're mad, because I worked to get to that point. It took me years to get there. A lot of testing, a lot of time, a lot of hard work. Before you and Crow ever existed, I was already on YouTube making great products. When it comes to black technology, Crow was around that time, he was in the area around that time. You, Danny, didn't exist. You weren't even heard of. Soundwave 5, not heard of. Matthew and all, not heard of. You didn't exist. I was here before you even knew who I was and what I was about. If I look at something and I tell you, oh yeah, that screen's coming up blue, we can tell it's coming blue because I've done it already. You have a lot to learn. In my eyes, you're a noob. That's what you are. You know nothing about black technology. For those of you guys see out there trying to mimic me and beat me at the end of the day, no, man, sorry. You don't have the test to back it up. You have to have those tests. You know why that technology looks like that behind me? Because it's been tested. It has gone through tons of testing. So we can tweak it and tweak it and tweak it and tweak it and tweak it to get it right to where it needs to be. Now, we're blessed to have an element, 3 elements that allows us to be able to convert any of our old technology into that monster sitting behind me right now. This is why when you watch these demonstrations, you never see any demonstrations on really high white levels because they'll stick to the contrast levels because it will pick up better on the screen. You know, the white levels will come up blue. But yeah, that's a complete fail. That is blue. That's not white. Another perfect example. Her skin tone is very, very dark. "4K OLED demonstrations."
Getting that from YouTube.
Love the fact I could do this in a fully lit environment while my screen's sitting behind me. I never get used to that. It's like having a TV back there. That's why I don't have TVs. I mean, the monitors, yeah, because we got to use them for the time being until I get my portrait mode projector put in. Other than that, yeah. Now, you see that dark shadow right there? That's how it's supposed to look. See the top of her head, the brim of her hat right there? See how it's supposed to be skin because she's at her hat's at the brim. This is the stuff we can pick up on to show that the screen's coming up too dark. See right there where the brim is at right here? There's supposed to be skin right here and then there's supposed to be a hairline right there. You can't see that because the screen's not picking up a high enough white light. Now, you see the hairline? See the individual hairs? See the hat? Your screen can't see white light. You're talking about a person, I'm an expert in that field, so I would be able to see it. You should be able to see each individual hair if your screen can accept and receive white light. Danny, you do not want me to take the time to analyze your stuff. You don't want that nightmare. See those individuals' hairs pushing through? See the separation between the brim, her forehead, and her hairline? That's the kind of stuff that I see when I watch demonstrations. Now look at yours. It's dark. Again, amateurs got to learn how to make their products correctly. And it's too dark to begin with. Look at that. You can't even see the individual hairs. Where are the individual hairs at? And then right here at the brim, it's too dark right here. Way too dark. If I were you, I would keep that paint, because I know what's going to happen to it when we get it over here. If we get it over here, if we can get our hands on it, that's the problem. We can't get our hands on it because the website's always closed. But when we get it over here, I guarantee you the test that I will put, I'm putting the same testing that I put that screen through, it's not going to pass any one of them. One of the tests I think it is going to match is the black on black. I'm pretty sure we can match this up to black paint with no problem. Because it looks to me, when I'm looking at it, it looks to me, because the white levels are having a problem, they're struggling, that this has to be a mixture of a reversal, which means it's basically based on black paint and a couple of teaspoons of white paint. And I'm pretty sure there's water in it too. Guarantee there's water in it. Hey, buddy boy, can you get that under control in there? Doing a little too much. This is too dark. That's way too dark. It's supposed to be lighter than that. It's in the video. That's supposed to be way lighter than that. Yeah, what's this right here? That's, oh, great goodness, my goodness, you guys don't do any freaking work at all, do y'all? That's too dark. That's way too dark. Colors are supposed to be popping. The one thing you'll notice at the edges come up really, really dark around the edges. That's never good. Again. Hold on for a minute. Let me see what this Joker is getting himself into right now. Go to your area. Lay down. Doing too much. Hear you in the next room. I don't want to hear you in the next room. Gee whiz Louise. Can't wait till we get the backyard. All right. I'm making all this noise. See how bright my colors are? How vivid they are? The colors are too dark, too dirty. And again, I can't express this enough. Why are you that close to the screen? The reason why they're that close to the screen because of the corners. The corners come up really dark. Just like when you saw the image outside and you were trying to show the city view, how dark the corners come up. That's one of the problems. They can't display corners. That's what I sit there and say when I do a demonstration, sharp from corner to corner. Because I see a lot of demonstrations on people trying to make black products. And one of the things we notice is those corners come up really dark. It's kind of like when you do the photo shop for, you want to give it that old-timey picture look, and they make the corners look real dark to give that old-fashioned look, that vintage look. That's what it looks like. The skin tones are coming up too dark. And that's because the paint he has can't accept white light. You know it does this, and we've done these tests before. We've made, actually I have to have a demonstration. I'm trying to hunt down this demonstration. We make 4 different black paints, and how we made these paints was one we mixed with black and gray, one we mixed with white and gray, one we mixed with black and white. We made 4 of these paints, and we put them against their screen. They had this reaction. This is how I know how your product is made. Tell me if I'm wrong. That your product's base is black paint with a couple of teaspoons of white, and I guarantee it has water in it. I guarantee you. I know how your product is made. Just when I first saw that container of paint with the water in it, your product is nothing more than a black and white mixture with water in it. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. It wouldn't have any glitter in it, because if it had any glitter or any kind of silver in it, that would be the first thing that would pop up. With that much water in it, would be the first thing that wouldn't be able to break down properly. You would see come up on the surface. You would see it all in the roller. You would see it everywhere. Because when the paint's thicker, it's easier to mask it, easier to hide it. But when you have it basically with a water base, where the paint is very thin down, very that by that much, yeah, it's going to expose itself. So you don't have that in there at all. Period. But I know this. Go over here. Because that challenge didn't go so well. You wish you didn't call me out, didn't you? Yeah, don't do that kind of stuff at the end of the day, man. Come on, man. One thing I learned, if I'm going against a company, I research them. I study them. I know everything there is about them before I actually walk out there and make that attempt. You didn't study anything about me. If you had took the time to go through my website and check out my test demonstration, you're like, gee whiz, this guy tested this stuff against everything you could possibly think of. This would have gave you an idea of not to do that demonstration, because vinyl would definitely be a screen I would have basically tested. Consider the fact that I've had multiple versions of fixed frame screens in my possession when I was at that place. Wouldn't you think I would have just turned the screen around and go, I wonder what this would look like next to my screen? Yeah, basic common sense. I did it already. So that would have avoided you making the video and looking like a complete idiot on YouTube. There you go. And this, you guys got to stop doing this. This is absolutely stupid. Why do you take the pictures so close up? This is our site. Now, Dan, you see my site here? See how we have test demonstrations for our customers, demonstrations for our customers. Even in all our shopping carts, we have links. We have show pages. My site is massive. You see this? These are our show pages for all our products, because apparently we don't have enough room. Our specification sheets are so massive that we completed the 8,000. There's 8,000 that you get in here to basically put all your information. We completed those. We don't have enough room to put all the information about our products. So these right here are show pages. These allows customers or companies to go in and they could basically get more pictures, more demonstrations, more videos, and more information on the product. Do you see how many show pages are in there? That's how much effort and time we put in to basically making sure our customers have enough information on the product. Which ones are we? I gotta put the Omega. Omega, I haven't even finished the whatchamacallit site for that one. We haven't finished the site for that one. Let's go to ADV Technology. This is why I said in the day, when you guys put stuff about a company on your site, it doesn't hurt us, because you know what's going to happen. The customer is going to look at that and go, I wonder what Crystal Edge is. Oh, by the way, you want to send them to the Crystal Edge site? Because you know we do have a Black Series site too. So I would mind if you put Black Series down there too also, so we can take some of that advertisement to our site. So if you don't mind, I do give you permission. You can put my name in there too also, because again, like I said, it brings us business. But what happens is that when someone goes in, and let me show you what happens. It's human behavior, which you don't understand when it comes to business. that when someone goes into a site and if they say, yeah, someone's site is blah, 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 guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go visit that site because I'm curious what this website is talking about. This website slandering this company. How bad is this company? I got to see this. That's like when people say, hey, the chicken is crazy freaking hot. Don't eat it. People will literally go in and eat the chicken because they figure, I can handle it. How bad can it be? There you go. Human behavior. So when they pop into my site, they see all this vast information popping up, how our websites react differently. We have all kinds of cool displays and reactions on how things move around on the page. This is why our sites get tremendously amount of hits. We don't even have to make orders that day, and our site gets thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hits. So what you're doing is the customer who sees that, they look at your site, they go on our site, they will see our site's far more better than yours. At the end, they'll see that we are the professionals and you're the hater. So your customers have been popping over to our page. On top of that, they're going to a page that they can't buy anything from. Our shopping carts are open. You can buy from us. They can't buy from you. We got some pretty cool stuff going on our sites here. I love going to the show pages. I built me one for the Omega. Let me see right here. We got Cinema Complete. Look at the showcase for this one. Each one's different. This one's got the spotlights that move back and forth, and the whole movie displays. Try to do something different. The showroom pages, usually if we get a customer that's asking about information about the product, we'll send them over to a showroom page because it has more, pizzazz to it, more. It's just more going on with the page. You know what I mean? We want something, we want them to actually be to go in and check it out, see what they like. And on top of that, you know what I mean? We try to make the pages like the product. Here is the specification sheets we have there. These are the new videos that I have to put in. That's the specification sheet. This is why we run out of room on the other side because the specification sheets are too big. Let's go pop over to some of the crazy stuff. We have over here on the more page, let's go to the 3D. I love the 3D mapping page, it's freaking crazy. The reason why your pages don't look like this because you'll have no imagination. I actually build environments to wrap around my screens. I did that in the other house. I built so many environments and that environment's not even funny. A lot of y'all watched me build this site. I actually built this site before I left the house. Ignite your imagination. Ignite your imagination with our 3D mapping technology. Our site's like no other. I want the customers when they come on to not only be able to just watch and look at all the demonstrations we have, but to be entertained by the site itself. This is the same way when I design my showrooms. My showrooms are going to be designed so people can walk into a completely different world. It's not going to be like the regular boring showrooms. We just have a screen here. So we're going to build entire environments in there to bring it to life. Some people just go into our sites just to look at all the cool stuff we have going on in there. We haven't hit the Sugar Plum Fairy. You seen that showcase? Showcase? Oh, that thing is freaking amazing. I love that place right there. Look, and even match the detail to the frame of each video to match the background perfectly. If I put this much detail into my website, you sure enough believe I'm going to put that much detail into my product. Tabletop disc projection demonstrations. Specification sheets. Let's go check out the Sugar Plum Fairy. I like that one. That's a pretty crazy page. That page kind of tells a story. I got to finish that one out too. Let's go over to here. Let's see first. The Sugar Plum Fairy. That's a gunmetal. That's a monster. Painting of the world. 1,000 lumens. We actually have a page in here for 1,000 lumen demonstrations, which I'm going to put more in here on top of that. For this one behind us, we have put more in this for that one. 3D mapping, black outdoor screen paint. Let's see, visual ceiling applications, Fusion Gamer. Let me see, where's my sugar plum fairy? It should be in here. Oh, there's right there. Let's see it. This page is magical. This is going to be a gamer paint for ladies. Guys can use it too. I'm getting one for myself. That's what I said. And that right there is a dummy label. If you saw what the real label looked like, it's way beyond that. We had brought in a graphic designer to draw this kind of anime kind of design around the entire can. So it's kind of like a slip-on kind of sleeve that actually shrinks the can. And it basically has an anime kind of cartoon design going all the way around. Tells a kind of a short story. Pretty cool, eh? But our dummy labels look so impressive, people think they're real. No, those are just the dummies. Here's the demonstrations to come up. On the side, paint your next new gaming destiny. Pretty cool, huh? This right here is how, if you go on the page, you can get access to place your order, enter the enchanted code, and let your journey begin. Click on that, it takes you straight to the page we can actually purchase from. We try to do things differently that no one else is doing. And this is where I stopped at, which I got to start working on again. Yeah, we got to finish working on that. So these pages are still being worked on. I love this page so much. We have over here, where is the gold? We have these are the limited editions. Let's see. We have, where's the Alpha 1? Alpha 1 is going to be on 2024. That is going to have 100% of that sun killer technology. That screen you seen that absorb that sunlight, it's going to have 100% of it in there. It's going to be a very powerful piece of technology to be done with it. That's why I've been advising certified screens to start making a black screen, because when the Alpha 1 launches in 2024, that sun killer technology, couple of you companies been trying to acquire to get, that screen will have 100% of it in it. We have to if we ever get that thing into a booth, we have to build a special booth for that thing, because that overhead lighting is not a challenge. Not for that stuff. Not for the stuff we have here. It's not even a challenge. Let me see, where's the Alpha ones? They're 57s. It's Gunmetal Patriot. Let's go to Gunmetal Patriot real quick too. This is a Gunmetal Silver Patriot. This is not going to make it to the customer. I do apologize. Customer companies already picked this one up. Oh well. All right, let me see. Here we go. This is Alpha 1. Alpha 1. This is set for 2024. So as I'm saying, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you can't even get a website to open up. We got technology already set for 2024, a year from now, already waiting, and you can't get a page to open up for what you have now. The ambient light rejection gain on it is going to be a beast. Like I said, it's going to have sun killer technology. You've seen that technology we showed off. That screen can absorb sunlight. Imagine this stuff being embedded into a black technology. Do you have any idea how much? There's too much sunlight now. Any light environment. If you got a screen and you develop and engineer a game that can pick up a screen through sunlight filtering through it, do you have any idea how powerful a screen that would be? You could set that screen literally in any environment. It would maintain. It can take a direct hit from the sunlight and maintain. Put it anywhere you want. That is designed to replace a TV. Because then there's no more excuses. There's no more, I can't have my lights on. You can stick that thing in a greenhouse and it would pull up when we get done with it. TVs can't even take a direct hit from sunlight. They glare, they're not even there. That technology can do it. This is the rarest. These are the ones I told you that we only make a certain amount every year if you can get them. But they will have that embedded technology. If you get one of these, you got some serious bragging rights. Basic specification sheets, but all this is going to change pretty soon. That's why when I get there, I get companies that'll sit there and say, oh, you heard your own channel talking about you got a screen that can take direct sunlight. Here's a video, just a test demonstrations on it. We already had it years ago. We had it years ago. We hadn't figured out what to do with it. I was going to make it like a technology for window technology. So, you know, we can use, you know, advertising on the sun. That's what it was designed for when we first started working on it. But I was thinking like, now we can use this as a game. We can convert it into a game and put it in our products. Why do you think all these screens around us fire up the way they do? They have that technology embedded into them, a little bit of it. The Alpha 1 will have 100%, which means if we really want to embarrass your screen, we'll take you out in the sun and we'll watch, see if you can maintain out there, and you won't be to do it. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you wouldn't be to stand against that technology. There's no screen to be to stand against it. That's why we sat there and said on camera, you may want to start working on some kind of black technology. But if you do get the black technology, you're still going to have to be to withstand the light. That screen can draw in. Where's the another rare one, extremely rare one? Extreme one, monster right there. Technology paint. That's our video demonstrations on that. Paint a new world. Black mapping, outdoor ceiling. Let's see. Black series, limited edition. Gamer showcase. Come back here. Back over here. Where are you at? There's one here. It's a weird one. We got a crazy one. It's all gold. I'm trying to figure out where we put it at. It's in this or somewhere. Projector window ad, gunmetal, black series out, black series mapping, painting the world. It wouldn't be in there. Monster. I wonder where it's at. I wonder if I did have it. I do have it. I wonder if I did basically link it in here. I'm going to go through these and figure out where it's at. We do have another page. There's another page missing. It's supposed to be in here. It's a gold. It's a gold technology. It's the one that actually it's going to be we make 10 of those a year. And this is one that has 24 karat gold trimming on the containers. The containers are gonna be gorgeous. I'll figure it out where it's at. It's in here somewhere. You know, we got the gunmetal in here. There's the gunmetal. That's the gunmetal we're working on. So what we're keeping, we're going to be keeping the gunmetal technology for customers only, sugar plum fairy for customers only, omega 1 for customers only, and the screen paint we made for the Valva projectors. Yeah, we're definitely keeping for customers only. Policies and all that stuff. That one we are keeping for those. And they're going to get pretty much some of these on here. They're not touching the Alpha ones. Those are mine. That's my personal project. That's mine. visual applications, visual ceiling applications, blackout to cinema. Where in the world did that go to? I gotta figure out exactly. We're missing a major page here. We have the monster screens on here. These are the monsters. The 250s. Paint on demonstration right there from the door. How much paint it takes for us to easily paint in a 250-inch screen and have it up on display. And I need to find that link. I need to figure out exactly where that page went to. That's a nice page. I put a lot of work into that. Visual black map projection. Let's see 3D mapping. This is the cinema outdoor. Let me see, painting the world over there. Yep. Let me see something for a minute. We have a link in here for this one out of the alphas. Oh, it is in here. It's actually on the same page as the alpha. Yeah, it's underneath of it. Because they're both from the same product line, that's why. I was wondering, like, where's that page at? It's actually in here. Nope, that's going to be changed in 2023. I want to edit that all out. This is right here. These are going to be gorgeous. These are going to be beautiful. These are going to be extremely rare. Only 10 are made per year of these. Those containers that they come in, those containers are going to be 24 karat gold trim. I added up how much it cost me. It's not cheap, but this thing is going to be absolutely gorgeous. This is serious bragging rights. This is the page being set up. And that's in right there. 10 made per year. We don't have a price for them yet. All right, I gotta go and I gotta edit this. I can't say coming in 2023 because that's not coming in 2023. Let me see where I can edit the page. Let's see. We have to go to. This should be at the top. Black series. Let's see, here we go. All right, 2020, 2020. Make sure we have the dates in there. All right. Let me see. 60. So we're going to be jumping this side for the Omega 1. Just put this in real quick. Omega 1, which I'm getting, I can't wait for my screen. I get it pretty soon. Oh, let me paint my wall on Tuesday. If it gets there a certain time on Monday, I'm doing it on Monday. I want the screen painted in as fast as possible. I can't wait. That thing looks incredible behind me. I can't wait to get that. That's 150 inch of that technology. Oh, I cannot wait to get that put in there. I cannot wait. But anyway, so I told you how I'm gonna do my setup. My setup is going to be insane. Like I'm going to have, matter of fact, I gotta go do some shopping today, but I'm going to have a whole entire like wall display with bookshelf, statues, speakers, sound bar, 150-inch screen display. All that's going to be coated black. So when people come in, they're just going to see this jet black wall with everything black just embedded into it. It's like if somebody took a entertainment cabinet and they just went over it with just all black. It's going to look just like that. I'm like, why the freak is all your stuff black? That projector mapping technology, because that stuff has it embedded into it, it's going to allow me to be able to display any design I want around my screen. I can manipulate the statues, I can make them move, I can manipulate any of the artwork, and that screen, that whole entire thing is going to be one massive artwork piece. It's going to be gorgeous when we get done with it. Even the baseboard at the bottom is going to be coated because I'm mapping that out too. Oh, I can't wait. I can make the background rain. I can do whatever I want for the background of my screen because it all has that mapping embedded technology in it. I can't wait. I'm so happy about this one. All right, coming. So it is going to be the first one of its kind. Need to put in. Well, first things first, I need to shrink this a little bit because it's too big. That's perfect right there. And then I need to. What do we use for the? That's what we use for. We need to shrink this a little bit more. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, it jumps when you put that in there. All right. Let's center this and put in. 24. Let me see. Four. Now, what's the price on this technology right here for these ones we get available every 10 of these are made per year. They're $1,400 for 32 ounces of it. And I know we always get those people like, who would pay for that? Yeah, it's the same people sit there and say who would pay for a Bugatti, but they pay for them. Right now, our technology is number one. There is no technology right now. There's no technology can beat the screen I got sitting behind me. If we need to prove that, I'll start buying. We'll start buying technology to stick against the screen to see exactly how many screens can actually match that screen. Already, what I've seen already from people trying to call us out, Danny, trying to call us out on a vinyl surface. Are you kidding me? Man. Yeah. You made that statement about how we never had your product. We tried to buy your product. How about you open up that shopping cart so we can go buy your product and bring it down here and put it against Omega 1? You know what? I'm going to put a little pressure on you. This is what I'm going to do. Next month, I'm going to give you a challenge for an entire month to have that shopping cart open so we can place that order. I'm not going to place the order because I know you'll cancel it. We know we've been through this. We had $700 of canceled orders. It's back to back to back to back to back, like crazy. So many canceled orders that you pre-pulled this marketplace and the transactions. So I'm going to have a friend of mine place the order for me. But you keep that page, or so you can keep that page open, that shopping cart open for one solid month. And we'll come buy your product. I'll get it down here. And I guarantee you, from what I've seen in the demonstration, how dark it comes up around the edges, I guarantee you it's going to basically, it's not going to, the white level test, it won't even pass the white level test. gonna question me on my black technology. That's the last thing you want to do. I'm not supporting it. We got these. So we don't have any dates in here. All right, good. As long as there's no dates in there, we're good. All right, let me come out of here. Publish this is good. Wait, do you need to put in? All right. No, we don't need to change the strip. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me this. Give me text. This right here. And I need to shrink this a bit. You had it right the first time. Nice. There we go. Can we take it from here? No, we can't take it from there. Let me see. Give me this in. Hold on. Must be nice. Oh, we don't want it in black. That's the last thing we want it in. Give me this right here. All right, give me the add for color. All right. Sorry. All right. Nice. We don't need that. We don't want that. We need to change the text right here. We need to fade in. Give it to me at. No, wait to me at. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna take that. Here's inner line with the surface. Perfect. Save it. Publish. All right, that's in there. We got that all in there. Publish again. All right, I gotta go on my hunt. I gotta find that video. We did a video. We actually did we made 4 screen paints. And we used them to put against our own product on live. I need to find that demonstration. That's a really very good one. And I want to put that up there. We did that because, again, I had to test to make sure my stuff works, which means I'll make other black products to put against my product. Not good ones. I mean, the ones that usually people make that are crap. This one's going to make, and we'll put them against the screen. Just to show at the end of the day that, no, you can't even make our products if you wanted to. None of them won't pass any of our tests. And that product, that black paint, whatever that mess is that Danny, you got on that site, that stuff is awful. Absolutely awful. It pulls no white light whatsoever. But next month, I'll give you a bit of a challenge. 1 month, we need that particular option of paint. We don't care about the rest of them. That one right there needs to stay open on your site for a solid month. So that way we can purchase it and get it down here for testing. One of the tests I will be putting it against is a white level test because it looks really bad. It looks like it has no capability to pull a white level test. I can stick white sheets of paper against the screen behind me right now, pull snow levels, and there's no way in the world we become as dark as that product. If that product is having an issue pulling a basic color and skin tones, white levels have got to be a complete nightmare on that thing. And for what I've seen from the outside demonstrations, which I told you guys from the door, that for a black screen to be able to generate white light outside is extremely hard for screens, for that technology to do. We can do it without a problem. For what I've seen in the demonstration of that inflatable screen, that screen came up super poor. Matter of fact, I need to get a picture of that so we can put that to a side by side next to our technology of warning people what you should not be buying. That is definitely worthy of a blacklist. If anything, that is definitely worth a blacklist. That screen was horrible. Where are we at on this thing? Oh, I forgot I need this demonstration right here too. This is another demonstration we did with ambient light and painted the screen with the lights on it. I need this one right here. We got the demonstration page. Where's our demo page for our front page? I need to pop over to the front demonstration page, our front page. Where's our site at? Did we complete the site? I think we did complete the site. Copy right there. I don't know how in the world you put that on. Where did you even get the idea to put that on YouTube? That was absolutely horrible. And I'm not talking about people think, oh, you're just checking. No, it's not. Look, man, at the end of the day, I'm a professional. I don't make memes or video, none of that stuff. I don't do that stuff in the day. I don't. I call it as I see it. And that paint should never be looking that dark, ever. Your white levels are extremely poor. What do we have right here? These are a demo over here. This is for our outside paint screen. We're still doing right there. We're still updating on that one. This right here is our demonstration. Here, let me see. Do we have any pages where we have the demo pages? This is the front page. This is our front page. There's Heightener Technology right there on our front page. Right, this is a demonstration where I took the screen and put it outside on the ledge. 180-inch screen, motorized projection screens outside. Oh, we didn't do. Did I do that one? I did do that one. I did put that one in there. Challenge. Look at that. You see this right here? Again, your screens come up way too dark outside. My goodness, we did that 1100 lumens outside. Painted the screen outside. Where are we gonna put this one at? This right here is what? Outside the box. These are outside the box demonstrations. That's an actual blanket. That's a blanket. Turn the blanket into a projection screen. Styrofoam into a projection screen. Plexiglass. Bed sheets. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put the section here. I want heavier ambient light demonstration. Put it right here. Outside the box demonstration. This would be part of outside the box. So no. This is part of outside the box. We just would need. Oh yeah, we need another surface there because we don't have the surface there. See, I can come in here, Danny, talk about how your videos are a complete fail and your paint's a fail, and come in and upload my technology at the same time, and show you my screen behind me right now. Your product doesn't have enough testing. That's the problem. That's the reason why it looks that way. The testing is extremely poor. And the fact that you don't see this makes it even worse. That makes it worse. The fact that you consider that to be an acceptable screen is even worse. Like that projector called IWA, or the projector's called. That thing's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. There's no way in the world you got a screen of 150 inches sitting inside of a booth and you're complaining about lights being 21 feet in the air when the average homeowner is not going to have lights 21 feet in there. So what's going to happen if you stick that in normal lighting? What's going to happen to the screen if it's having an issue in there? And making excuses. They should have never launched that thing. That thing should have went back and they should have did something at the end of the day, but you should never be complaining about lights that high up. Let's see. Do the layout on this one. I don't know who in the world told you at the end of the day that that was an acceptable screen outside. You can see the difference in your cell phone. I'm pretty sure you can see that, or your feed, or if you're feeding it off, you should be able to see the difference that there's something wrong there. Well, that's the problem. You don't expect anything better, and you cut corners and you do things in a lazy way, then you really can't see perfection at the end of the day. When you do things halfway, you can't see perfection. Let me see right here. Right there. Transfer this and change this to black. I'll take this color right here. I'm gonna add another player. These are for outside the box. We need a video player right here. Player. Now this demonstration, I actually painted the screen to the wall and used 2 high-powered floodlights on each side to flood the screen with light, including the light I have in the environment. This is why I couldn't understand when Jamie did this video on what's the benefit of a white screen versus a gray screen. He had 2 lights on each side. He turned them off. Why did you turn them off? If you were going to turn them off, there was no purpose to have the lights there to begin with. There was just no purpose. If the room is going to end up dark anyway. Yeah, that's good right there. And it's I can get 2 more in there. This one. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna put this one here. This one I'm gonna put in here. Change the video. Now you can watch this one. This one I actually paint the screen in and turn on 2 floodlights right next to the screen with the overhead lights on at the same time. I found that one. I was looking for that one and I found that one. Usually when I find these, they're kind of hard. We had a lot of demonstrations. That screen's soaking wet. What are those floodlights? That screen's drying right in front of you with those floodlights nailing that screen. This is why we don't take y'all seriously. When people make those screen paint products, this is why we don't take you seriously, because we see your fake tests. You don't do proper tests, you don't do proper demonstrations. Mocking me and mimicking me doesn't bother me. It just shows how immature you are and how threatened you are with my products. That's what I'm down to. If you were as good as you said you were, you would be able to duplicate our demonstrations with ease. I can duplicate any one of your demonstrations with ease. I can make your product if I want to. After what I just seen with that product mixed with water, I'm like, oh, we know how that's made. That's everyday black and white paint with water in it. That's all it is. I guarantee you. If you do happen, we're going to give you the challenge next month. Next month, we're challenging Danny to keep his website open for 1 solid month. That's it, for 1 solid month. So my people can go in and buy your stuff. Because you made that comment about, oh, he doesn't know anything about my product. He doesn't have it. Well, we tried. Did you forget the fact that we did go in and try to buy your product and you gave me back my money? Did we forget that part? Because for some reason, you didn't mention that when you made that comment. Yeah, see, you just lie all day long. So bottom line, he sat there and said, hey, how would he know? He never had our product. Well, we wouldn't know if we basically would have kept money that we gave you. We gave you $700 worth for orders. And you didn't keep any of the money. You gave it back. I got the receipts right here. I can pull them up. So if you're canceling orders, what's the problem? Maybe your product doesn't work. That's what it is. We get it down here. We find out your black or your white levels come up poor on your black screens. The screens are washing out and fading. You don't have anything over there for us. If your black screen paint technology can't even pull up our proper white level, then you can't challenge your technology. Our technology is designed to absorb light and produce incredible white levels. So you can't challenge that. And your gray products, well, this technology right here would destroy everything you have over there that's gray. I could wipe your entire product line out within seconds. You want to test me on that? I'll buy your stuff. I'll bring it down here. I'll wipe your entire page clean. Challenge me. If I have no fear over certified screens, and I have no fear over any certified screen out there on the market, how easy it is for me to wipe your product. If the only defense that you have is a black screen, and you can't generate enough white light off that screen to produce, we automatically know from the door that your screen can't see. Or you would fail every last white level demonstration next to that product. That screen could pull a snowstorm that would make your screen turn into a black sheet of paper. And the rest of your screens that are gray, that's going to withstand against black technology. So what do you have left? Jamie's whole entire product line, we can wipe this product line easily. We've done it multiple times. So what do you have? Any of the gray screen paint products on eBay, we could wipe those too. Certified gunmetals, we could wipe those too. Unless they decide to design a black screen, that's the only thing that we'll have at the end of the day that'll basically be to compete with what we have. You're going to tell me that a gray screen at the end of the day is going to take on black technology standing behind me right now where we can wipe out gunmetal. Keep in mind, these gray screens at the end of the day haven't even beat any gunmetal technologies yet. I have yet to see one of them go against diamond technology. So how are you going to challenge us? Even diamond technology has recognized our technology as being potential and having the ability to do outstanding things. So if that's the case, then where do you stand against us? And you haven't even tested diamond. And diamond is really good. Not a big fan of how they did things, like I said, but I give credit where credit is due. The technology is good. And I guarantee you that none of you gray screens out here could even touch it. But we can. So how are you on my level? Do I have to prove it? Do I have to wipe all of you out just to prove it? Do you need to see that? Because I will. I have no problem with it. I'll go up and I'll buy every single gray screen paint on eBay and I'll wipe it clean. We've already been through Goose Screen already, paint on screens, Knox. I can go contact them, get their product down here, same thing. Any gunmetal surface, whether it be diamond, dragonfly, DMP, supernova, elite screens, yeah, we can knock all this out with no problem. As for you hobbyists, yeah, put your ingredients up or give me your website address. I'll bring you down here, I'll wipe you clean. And that black paint that you got over there, Danny Boy, oh, that stuff is trash. It's too dark. You can't even pass a simple white level test. I haven't seen any white level tests, so we know you can't pass it. And your images come up too dark. So that's the only thing you have at your defense toward our black technology. That's going to get crushed, and all the rest of your products will get crushed with it. This is the reason why you canceled the orders. It's the reason why you gave me back my money, because your products don't work. This is why you're afraid to open up your website, because you know that my people are waiting to buy your products to get them over here for testing. Because I'm definitely going to test out that one theory about that whole evaporating nonsense. Oh, we're definitely testing that one out. See how I test my products out? See the different color shades of screens we have up there? Constantly testing. This is how we know your stuff doesn't work. We stuck that gray screen up there with that much light, wash out. White screen, wash out. Our technology, no problem. You know what? We got to do a video when we get his product down here. When we get it down here, and we've already made. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure. I'm curious. I'm gonna make the free product and put it against. If we do, if we ever can get our hands on it, that's the problem. Get our hands on the product. If we do get our hands on the product, we're gonna make that free mixture, black mixture, and put it against his own black mixture and see how close that matches. Because you very well, you can't buy it. I can't say that the consumer is getting ripped off because they can't buy the paint because he's afraid to open up the shopping carts. He just sat there and said some nonsense on that short video about how he basically opens up the site in certain days. We've been in there for like a solid 2 weeks one time, and there's no activity, nothing's opening up. And if you said the black paint is seasonal, riddle me this. What season is the paint available? You don't have it marked there. If someone has a particular product and they said it's seasonal, they'll have the months when that paint or product or whatever it is available within that month of those seasons. You don't have anything down there. So what month, what season is that paint available? A whole day about you because it's not going to be about you. But I am going to ask you tomorrow about that black paint. I'm going to ask you a simple question. I'm going to ask you what month, what season is that paint available? Because you have it down as seasonable paint. When is it going to be available? When can we pick it up to buy it? Now, of course, as you all know, we can't buy it. We tried. We got canceled orders when we tried to order his products. So we're going to have somebody else go get it for us. That's usually how it works. That's what we got to go through. The fight's so blue. Yeah. You say, yeah, what's going on with you? Why are you so weird in the morning? Weird, man. You're weirder than usual. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Weirder than usual. You're weird, but you do some weird stuff. Weirder than usual. Being a jerk in the morning. A jock. You're a jock. Being weirder than usual. Not your everyday weird, you're weird dude. Weirder than usual. Yeah, you guys don't have a lot of confidence in your product. These are your canceled orders. We got stacks of these things, man. I got stacks and stacks of canceled orders. It's just, man, can't back your products up. Stuff is matching house paint at the end of the day. It's a mess. Poor consumer got to go through this mess. You're upset with me because you feel that I charge too much for my price. Technology can knock out $5,000 screens. Are you kidding me? Show me any demonstration, any product can be painted on with floodlights while the floodlights are on and overheads on, and the screen can maintain with no problem on a projector that costs under $200. You guys are sitting in these dark environments doing these dumb demonstrations. Watercolors, water paints. Look at this mess. Danny, this is you. We ordered your products, you canceled. You put that money back into my account that fast, that quick. These are the sample sheets. You know we had samples, right? You had samples too. You canceled the samples too. Canceled orders. Money refund. Put back to the account. You don't have canceled orders on me. You don't have one canceled order on me, not one, because we don't do that. This is why this guy Jamie is going to end up going to court for the violation of money. I got 3 years to file on you. I got plenty of time. or for slandering my batch number. You got to go to court for that. I forgot about that, so don't worry about that. You're definitely going to court for that one too. Did I deny your order when it went through? No, I shipped your product off. As a matter of fact, I even got a signature confirmed with your signature on it showing you received the product. Which means if you sit there in court and you say out of your mouth, well, I never received it, it never came to my house, don't do that. I'm warning you, that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. We got your signature where you signed for the package, showing that you were fully aware and you did receive the item. That's why I sent it on a signature confirm. So you did receive it, so there's no way to get around that one. So you're going to, for that one, you're going to have to prove to the judge that out of a 5-gallon container with customer testimony that your product came out looking that way, and that you're not going to be able to win that at all, period. So that's another $10,000 I'm suing you for on that one. At least it's not worse than the other one. It's only 10 G's. That reminds me too. I gotta get that. Let me see. I might just do both of them. We do both of them at the same time. Then the other one's coming up pretty soon. We got that following date coming up pretty soon for that one. Let's see. Here we go. Another cancel order is for the Vega Plus. Right there. Money put back into my account. You're gonna sit there and make statements about how I don't have your product. We never had your product because you canceled the orders. That's why. I'm gonna find the video where you pulled your website down in order to keep us from buying from you. These are all Jamie's canceled orders. Money put back into the accounts. Jamie, I got about $1,800 in canceled orders from you. $1,800. This is your stack and growing. Literally $1,800 of canceled orders. Remember I told you about that whole Frankenstein thing, that's how you could be sued because you basically sold a product under a name that you didn't have rights to? This is what we've showed in court right here, that you actually were selling a product under the name Frankenstein. This was sent to the company that basically owns the rights to that, showing that you were making money off their name without their permission. And they're going to demand royalties. So you'll be going to court for that one also too, showing you had a summer sale. And that this is our receipt showing that we purchased a product from you with your face attached to it, showing you making money off a company that you did not pay them royalties to. So you can't use someone else's name. I can't say, hey, we're going to make Dragon Ball Z paint. We're making Nike paint, Gucci paint, Versace paint. We can't do that because that means we have to pay them for that. When I made the Valva, when the lawyer contacted me and said, hey, pull that, you can't use that. We can't say Valva paint because then we're making money off their name. We can say for Valva. This is for them, for this, for that. We can say that, but we can't say it's Valva paint because that means I'm making money off their name, which means I would have to pay them a percentage of each one that's sold to them. That's why we say it's for that projector. That's why we wanted to change that right away. So you can't do that. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. And see how fast we came in and recorrected that and put it under for Valva, for WeMax, not Valva paint, which would get us in trouble. That's why when we do OLED, we do OLED Like. Not OLED, it's an OLED Like product. There's certain ways you have to do something, but you can't go in and say, hey, this is a Frankenstein or Frankenstein mix. You can't do that. Because that means you took someone else's name, made money off of it, and you didn't pay them for it. You guys don't think when you do stuff. If you have a business, and when you guys watching this have a business, and say you make a name for yourself, and the name is very popular, and people buy because of that name. Somebody comes along and takes your name and makes money off your name, and you don't receive a dime out of it. What are you going to do? You're going to take them to court. You're going to sue them for royalties Because now they have to pay all the money that they made off of your name, and they have to give you some of that money because it belongs to you, because it's your name. That's what Jamie just did. So that Frankenstein product, how many containers he might have sold, he has to pay them back money. He doesn't own the rights to the name. And I have receipts right here that we sent over to them showing proof from your website on how much you're making, $90 off their name. They want their money. So not only do you have to worry about my lawsuit, you have to worry about them. And this is a whole different category right here, because not only are they going to get their money back from you, but they're going to additionally come in and sue you again just for touching the name, period. It's a trademark. But we have your receipts right here. We purchased it multiple times right here. And that's what they asked for. Do you have proof that this person's making money from it? Yes, we do. Here's the website right here. This is our receipt. This is what we bought. And you put your face right on it too. Yep, can't do that. We can even go back as far as on eBay, we have images of the Frankenstein monster on the side of the containers, showing you were making money off their graphic art too also. You were taking their name, you were basically using their graphic art. That's like me taking a can of paint and putting Dragon Ball Z action figures on it. And look, this is Dragon Ball Z, this is Goku, ambient rejection screen paint. You can't do that. You get sued for that. Got to ask for permission. You got to contact them and say, hey, look, I want to use your name for such and such and so. I want to know if I can get your permission to do so. And if so, I'll pay you a percentage of each time I sell one of these. And if they say yes, then you're in business. But if they say no, you can't touch it. Just like Jamie, when you take my logos, you can't take my logos, copyrighted art, nothing. You can't post it. You can't do any of that without my permission. You have to come to me and say, hey, Mr. Bird, I want to be to use your image for such and so. If I say yes, you can do this. If I say no, you can't. But not only did you take it, but you basically taunted us with it. You slandered our name. You basically recopied the image. You know, if you come up with an image that's exactly like, almost similar like that, you can be sued for that too. So that's why he's being sued for $150,000 per copyright, per offense, because it's willfully. So now you got to deal with them, you got to deal with us, and then on top of that, you got to go to court again for the batch number violation, and then in the end of the year, we're taking it to the civil court for basically for slandering the company when you did all those demonstrations on mixing our products. We're actually making black paint, and you had our products. My attorney is going to request for receipts, so you know this is coming. You have this product. They want to know if you bought it directly through us when you did those reviews, and do you have receipts to back this up? If you don't, your clock is going to get clean. And by the time we get to civil court, keep in mind, we'll have a track record of suing you multiple times and winning, including the company right here that's also going to sue you for touching their copyrights. Now, parte, you're easy. You slandered my face multiple times. Keep in mind, you can't do that. You can't basically go out and take someone's image and slander it any way you want, post it where you want. You can't do that. You can be sued for a lot of money for that. We have 13 different accounts of YouTube videos, pictures. When my lawyers have been into your accounts, they've been stacking information. We've been gathering information down through time. So yeah, I can easily take you to court and sue you with no problem. If you sat there, you made a statement about taking me to court for slandering. How am I slandering you? I'm still waiting for your lawyer to call me, which he hasn't called me yet. You don't have a lawyer. No one's going to take your case at all, period. Because again, you just sat there and said that I'm slandering you because I said the paint came in different colors. You have a video right there clearly showing you it comes in different colors. So again, you don't have a leg to stand on. Not going to happen. Jamie, still waiting for your lawyer to call me. Still haven't heard anything yet. Well, Jamie's claim was that the copyrights that we have by the United States government does not belong to us. It belongs to somebody else. As I said before, do not say that in court. One thing about the government doesn't like it when if they're wrong or not. But if you have any idea how big of a lawsuit that would be that we could place against the United States government if we found out that they gave us a copyright that we stamped all over our merchandise and everything, and found out in the day that the copyright wasn't properly searched out and they made a mistake. Do you have any idea how heavy a lawsuit that is? That's a massive lawsuit. So no, that's wrong. That copyright belongs to us. It is our copyright. But I know you tried to do that as in a way of trying to escape the nightmare that's coming towards you, but it belongs to us. That's mine. So if you want, you can bring it up in court. It'd be you, me, and the judge, and you can explain to him how that copyright doesn't belong to us. Mind you, the judge that will be in there, he specializes in copyright infringements, trademark infringements only. This is a different kind of judge, a different kind of courtroom. They specialize in that particular form of crime only. Now, criminal charges. The reason why Jamie will be receiving criminal charges after the lawsuit is because in the disturbing emails that they had to do traces on all these emails to figure out where these emails were coming from, majority of them came from him. And a lot of the emails had some really nasty racial slurs in it. There were a lot of death threats in them, and that was basically for the cause of criminal charges, which means we will be filing against you. This will get you jail time. So you know that you will be definitely getting jail time for this. Can't be saying those particular words, man. That's really bad stuff. But anyway, they're going to put some kind of, they're putting, one of the charges is going to be hate crimes. Is going to be actually going to be placed in there because the N word was used quite a few times in there. That's why when you kept seeing all that popping up on our account, that was Jamie spamming us. All those emails that he sent in, all those were transferred over to that particular department. There was 180 something sometimes per day that he was transferring over, 40, 50, 30, 40 a day that he was transferring over. So those are criminal charges. We already know what Solid Wake 5. Solid Wake 5 is open and closed. Solid Wake, I'll be taking you to civil court. I'm not taking you to small claims. You're definitely going to civil court. This one I got, this is going to be hilarious. Even the funny thing about it, and the reason why it's going to civil court, because the attorneys want to be there. They want to see you. They got to see you. I've never seen anybody do anything that stupid in my life, and you definitely were civil court. And I'm going to sue you for $500,000. We know you don't have it. Doesn't make a difference. But we're going to sue you for that much. That's an open and shut. I've never seen anybody do anything that dumb in my life. And then we also have recordings of you afterwards showing that you still continued your actions. You might keep in mind your accounts are being monitored. So we have basically evidence that even after you got caught committing fraud against my company, basically making fake receipts. Also, too, you did touch my copyrights because we saw that on one of the receipts, which you actually took our logo and put it on that fake forgery receipt that you made. Did a fake unboxing and proceeded to slander my company on YouTube, as in claiming that our products came out too dark and they're unwatchable for people not to buy from us. It's not. It doesn't sound. It sounds so awful. It's going to sound really bad when they repeat that back in court, especially when it's coming out of an attorney's mouth. That's not going to go well for you. And then we're going to show even after you were caught, and we caught you removing the evidence, which means when you try to hide the evidence, this shows clearly that you're guilty. And you did. We got him on recording of him going in and deleting his channel on recording. So again, like I said, open and shut case. Mr. Matthew, first customer that I've actually sued. You're an open and shut case. Our policy clearly states we don't use those particular projectors. As a matter of fact, now we go into court, we can actually show that we have a particular screen paint that we developed for those particular projectors, and it's the only product that work, which is completely different from the product that you actually purchased. We clearly state we do not support these machines in any way whatsoever, and therefore you chose to slander our company using this particular projector, knowing we didn't support this projector at all. We also had your detailed conversation back and forth where you were fully aware that we didn't support these projectors, but choose to do so anyway. You were going to sue you for quite a bit. I decided I'm not going to take you to small claims court. I'm taking you to civil court, so I'm going to sue you for $500,000. Let me see what we got here. Not a good year for you gentlemen. Now, Mr. Matthew, the reason why I'm making this personal for you, because I talked to you on the phone. You sound like a pretty decent person when I talked to you on the phone. You told me you wanted this 7x10 black alcohol surface. We didn't have it available anymore. I took the time to order that, take that money out of my own pocket, and ship that over to you. And you felt the need to go on and do something that dirty. Well, that's going to cost you, my friend, a lot of money and a lot of pain at the end of the day, because again, if you guys can't pay me my money, and you know what's going to happen, because I can hear at the end of the day that we don't have your money, we can't pay you. Oh, you're going to pay me. I can tell you that much right there from the door, because I'm going to execute judgment on you right from the door. Once that execution of a judgment, what you owe us goes to a debtor. That means, bottom line, at the end of the day, we can take anything from you. At the end of the day, I can garnish your or income tax garnish. We have to bring a special attorney for that. So I'm definitely gonna get some of that income tax. But your paycheck, oh yeah, we can go through that easily. Anything you have in your house, any possession, that's all mine. That belongs to me now because you owe me an substantial amount of money. Your credit is gone. It's destroyed. That's it. And keep in mind, this comes with interest. You do know interest will accumulate on a debt. You know, we're back in the medieval days. I could throw you into debtor's prison. You know that. You know what happens in debtor's prison? And look it up. I'm not going to say much about it on camera. It's pretty brutal. It's extremely brutal. But if you owed a considerable amount of money to someone, they can go before the courts or the council, whatever, and they can throw you in debtor's prison. They can take everything from you. Now it's a little bit more civilized than that now, but before it was extremely hostile and really, really brutal. What they did to the individuals actually owed money. And you could throw you in debtor's prison for just about anything. But anyway, in this case, where we execute judgment, and I explained to you before, gentlemen, what happens is that basically there are people that are going to show up with officers to your front door, and they're going to take your stuff. Your stuff is going to be sold off in auction. You own cars, they bring a flatbed in, they'll load your stuff up, they'll take it down to an auction place, and they'll sell your stuff off, and they have to pay me. Now, the debtor gets some of that, and I get some. They do make a percentage off that. We could wait and have the judge give us an order and have you pay us on your own free will, but I don't trust you guys. So that's why I'm willing to just go in and just follow the paperwork and pay whatever has to be done to have the creditor or execute judgment to have them taken care of. Because they do get a percentage of what I get from the lawsuit, but they're going to enforce that I get it. And you can cry and whine all you want. That's why they bring officers at the doors. They don't have any problems or anyone being hostile or getting upset or, threatening these people who are just doing their jobs or basically collecting what you owe. You'll notice when you get your paycheck, you'll notice that there'll be some money missing off of it. Not a lot, but some money will be missing off of it because you owe me money. I can garnish your salary if I want. Now, would I garnish the salary? Depends on what you're making. If you're making a good amount of money, yeah, I'm taking some of it. If you're making not much at the end of the day, I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole because that probably goes to feed kids or whatever. I'm not going to be responsible for that. I probably only, it depends on it. If you're making a considerable amount of money, yeah, I'm taking some of that. But if you're basically not making that much, no, I'm not touching that, the 10-foot pole. But that goes back into your family. We're not touching that. I'm going to see if I can talk to someone. Because I'm going to tell you something, John. You're lucky at the end of the day that I basically am a Christian. And I'll tell you why. Because anybody else, which is what you guys just did, would strip your house clean with nothing in it. I only want your stuff. I don't want anything that belongs to your kids. I don't want anything that belongs to your wife. I don't want none of that. I want your stuff only. I'm going to see if there's any way possible, because usually with these things, when you file for execution of judgment, they take everything out of your house. I don't want to be responsible for taking kids' toys or something to do with the wife. They have nothing to do with that. That's your dumb mistake. They weren't in on your stupid mistake. They weren't in on that whole plot of going against my company and doing dumb stuff like that. That was you doing that dumb stuff. So I think only your stuff should be ripped and taken from you. But I don't think they should have to suffer for your stupidity. Jamie. Man, I couldn't count how many times that I've given you the opportunity to turn the other cheek. I've given you so many opportunities, man. I even sent out a court order to your house to tell you to back down, and you didn't listen. Now, Jamie's going to court. Our case is filed. And within a matter of time before we're going to show up in court. And it's going to be pretty bad. But I am going to execute judgment. I'm going to see if I can request that only your stuff is taken. I don't want your sons or your daughters, your wife. I don't want their stuff. I want only your stuff only. I'm not going to be that ruthless at the end of the day. Anybody else in my situation, they'd have cleaned your house clean. Kids stuff, your wife's stuff, don't care. They're taking everything. No, I'm not that type of person. Interesting. Well, let's finish up this right here. I need to find that demonstration. What do we have for time on here? I gotta get ready to go. I got things to do today. Babies. Talking with the ears. Yeah, Taco, forgot yours. He's probably screaming because it's fish ain't on. Oh, he's gonna have his fish. Want your fish? I got you. Let me see what we got in our charge here. I thought this would have done much better. This is supposed to be solar. You got 2 on your charge. Idiots. Ready to do. Now, from now on, Danny, when you post dumb nonsense, I'm going to ignore you. But I am going to request that next month, keep your website open for 1 freaking month. Just 1 month. Just keep it open. So my people can come in and buy your products and we can get them over here for testing. That's all you got to do. Okay? As for Jamie, your stuff at the end of the day, yeah, I can just buy Sherwin-Williams Network Grace. No, does Benjamin Moore? It's Benjamin Sherwin-Williams. So Sherwin-Williams. I can buy Network Grace 773. It does the same thing of all your products. It does. And if you basically want to say that my claim is incorrect, hey, I've been asking you for the longest time to do a demonstration. You only did it on one paint. You only did it on the Cinemax. I requested that all your screen paints be done on the Network Grace 773 because I'm curious what the rest of them would look like. The hybrid mix, what does that look like next to Network Grace 773? You don't have the personal, I forgot. You have the mix called the Metallica 2.0. That right there clearly is a free screen paint product that you gave away for free. So I don't even know how that one even works. You make that with black and white paint. So yeah, there's no point in basically ordering your stuff. I had so many cancellations on your stuff, it's not even funny. So that's a waste of our time altogether. But you can do these tests yourself. Your arms aren't broken at the end of the day, so you can do these tests. I mean, you sure enough walked out of a Home Depot with a can of bare silver screen, so that video went missing. So I don't know why you can't do this again. You've done it already, you can do it again. And this is why I request for customers, before you go and purchase any of these scheme paints at the end of the day, you request those demonstrations next to house paint. What else are we missing here? Let me see. At one time he came in the middle of the stream and he goes, "Oh, my page is open right now. Buy from me now." For what? To have our money go back to our account? We did this like 7 times. It was $700 worth of orders we sent to you. And you gave us back all the money. So what's the point? I have to have somebody go buy it for me so that way you don't know who they are and that way you can't cancel the order. That's how it has to be done. No point in you opening up a shopping cart. We just get the money back either way. It's a waste of time. If your product actually did work, we can just place the order. We'd have had 7 orders we had? Yeah, 7 orders over here of your product. I would have your containers still here, but we don't have that because you canceled the orders. This is even a lot about Partey. What the frick is this? This is not even your image. This image actually comes off. Look, Partey's gymnasium life center install. Are you kidding me? This is, let me show you something. The biggest lie out of this stall right here. So see where he writes right here? Partey's gymnasium life center install. You see this image right here? You see there's no projection screen anywhere in this video, in this picture, none. See those 3 black screens right there? Those are monitors. Those are TV monitors. There's nowhere on the stage to stick a motorized projection screen or any kind of screen because there's items right on top of the podium. There's two doors here, there's a door right there on that side. And then what they have on top of the podium with the cross, and I guess there's some flowers and some chairs behind the back of it. Where would you put a projection screen at? This is virtually impossible. It couldn't come down in the back because there's nothing back there because there's chairs back there. There's no way in the world. Did I blow this thing up, Ronnie? We did blow this up, didn't we? Let me see. Image. Let's see if we put this image right here. Pictures. Let's go over into, let's see. Put it under, we can't put that, you don't own the name. Danny's Lies. Just grabbing images, man. I spelled lie wrong, but you get up to lie, but don't lie. All right. Now, this is what we do with this image. I'm going to show you something. All right. Now, we got the image blown up. Show me where you can put a motorized projection screen at. There's no screens here at all, period, for motorized. There's nothing there. You can't put one in the center because right here, this is where the podium's at. This is where the guy's preaching at. You have some plants here, two flags here, and there's two seats behind the back of this right here. So there's nowhere back there that you're going to be to put a screen down. If a screen comes down, it can't come behind here because there's two seats right here. Where would the projector be at to begin with? There's not even enough room right here to put an awful short projector because where the preacher's sitting at, he would back up and hit it. There's no way in the world. And right here, there's no screen here. There's no screen here. These right here are TVs right here. Those are TVs right there, there, and there. There's a TV right there. These are sound wall panels right here. These are not even screens. So where is this screen at? And usually if someone shows an installment, they will show the actual screen on display that they painted in or they designed. It's not even in here anywhere. So where is it? These are all panels. And it can't be up here because these actually, see how the walls actually go into a curve? Where would you install the screen at? If you put the screen right here, when the screen would drop, what about the people behind here? They would actually be behind the screen. That screen would have to be right here in order for, and it would have to be a pretty long screen because again, even if you're right here and here, you got people from here that have to see it, people from here that have to see it, even from the back, they wouldn't be able to see the screen if it was sitting from here. That screen would have to be from here all the way across here in order for them to see it, and for them to see it. So where's the screen? What he did was he took this image, he basically put it on his website, he put down parte installments, that's what he did, and that's it. The screen's nowhere to be found in here. There's an area right here, looks like for equipment for drums or speakers and stuff they have right here for the church. Got some flowers here, got some flowers over there. Got our two doors right there. There's a door here, and there's a door right there. There's the podium, the stage, where you step up on the stage. This is where the preacher would be at right here. There's the cross right behind back there. There's a seat here and a seat here. Usually there's 3 seats behind here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. Or sometimes they'll have 4 back there. So I don't know where in the world you would have room for a screen in here. And it wouldn't make any sense to put it here and here, because then the people over here would have to look this way. They would have to look that way to see the screen. You can't have it here in the front because there's no room in the back. And you can't have it in the front because that means you'll be blocking the preacher. They wouldn't be able to see the preacher because the screen's in the way. So where would you put it at? You can't put it over top because over top, this is going in a curve right here. The wall goes into a curve. Those are stage lights. You're definitely not going to attach the screen to stage lights. And where the stage lights are at, how far they are away from the actual, the stage, that screen would drop right about here, which means right about there, anyone sitting back behind in these rows wouldn't even see it. They're behind the screen. They'll literally be looking up You'd break your neck trying to look at that thing at the end of the day. Because you would have to stare straight up to see the screen. That wouldn't work either. There's no screen in here of his at all, period. He faked this. This is all fake. This is real. But what he's stating right here, that he did the installment, that's a fake. That's not real. And he had a nerve to put his name next to it. That's what I'm talking about. A liar. He's nothing but a liar. Let's go check the image and see basically what pops up on this one. Google search. Let's go search the image and find. It's just various similar pictures of huge gymnasiums, and basically with him just putting his name next to it. He didn't expect anyone to go in and blow up the image and analyze the image. When people show off a screen that they painted or did in a church, you will see it on display. You will see it right up there on display. You won't see in church and no screen. You will see their screen on display. What's the point of showing an image if your screen's not in there? Because people are going to ask, where's your screen at? I don't see it in there. Even with Crow, when he did the church, he showed the screen off. You can see the screen in the image. It might not have been a good one, but it was in there. He showed it. What would be the point of him posting pictures on something that his screen's not in there? So basically, he wanted to took this image right here. He put his name down at the bottom, and he claimed it as his work is in here. His work is nowhere in here at all, period. Stolen pictures. These are stolen pictures from Jamie. Took stolen pictures. He stole the image. Let me see what we got right here. Here we go. So you take that picture and you blow it up. Where's his image at? So if you install projection screens, you've been doing it for quite some time, you know exactly where to put a screen at in an environment. You know if they can hang it there, they can't hang it there. By judging by how the people are going to see that screen. Are they going to be able to see it from any angle? Even when they're asking you, where do you think I should put the screen at? You have to be able to say, okay, if we put it here, we want to make sure everybody can see it with no problem. The problem you have here, these are monitors right there. That's a monitor right there. These are all sound boards. This is all they put sound for, basically blocking sound right here. All the sound boards right there and there. And if you look up on the stage right here, you will notice that in any church, they always have seats behind. These are the seats they have sitting behind the church. They have the cross right there, podium for the preacher. That's the stage. Beautiful flowers here and here. 2 flags here and there. This is basic. So where do they put the screen at? You can't put it here, and you can't put it here, because the problem you have is, what about the people here? They're going to have to, now back here they can see it, but what about the ones sitting right there? They're not going to see that. They're going to have to break their necks to see that. What about over top? This guy, she goes into a curve right here. There's no way in the world they're going to attach a screen that big, that heavy. On top of that, the stage lights, that's a huge major hazard right there. That's extremely dangerous. On top of that, when the screen comes down, the people right here can see it, they can see it, they can see it, but the people right here closer to the stage won't be able to see it. They'll have to look all the way up to break their neck to see that. That's not going to work at all, period. So it's not there. What about if they put the screen here? Or if they put the screen here, they're blocking the preacher, they're blocking the people that are sitting behind the back of the preacher. That's not going to be there at all. It gives no place to put it in the wall. You got a door right here. You got a door right there, so you can't put it over there. And if they put one large screen across here, again, you're blocking the doors. You're also blocking the preacher who's preaching, the servant. You're also blocking the people that are sitting behind the preacher. You can't see them because there's a huge screen. And this goes on a curve. Yeah, that's going to be a headache. You're going to have to put it right along there. But like I said, it's no way, virtually impossible that you can put a screen in there. If I was given a job like this and I was asked to install a screen, what they would have to do is they would have to basically take all this out. They would have to put a huge screen here, here, and here. That's what they would have to do. All this would have to be removed. Wait a minute. Look at this for a minute. Oh yeah, these are speakers. These are screens. These are monitors. Okay, let's make sure they were monitors. Yeah, so there's no way in the world. The only way that you would be able to put a screen in here, because you can't put it down here, that's not going to work. This is definitely not going to work. You can't put it against the walls over here because you got a door here, here, and here. That's not going to work. So the only place you can put it at, you would have to have it here. This is the only place you can have it at. It means all of this would have to be removed to put in 3 big screens. You can't put in one screen because the screen is curved outwards like this. So it has a kind of a dome to it, like a kind of an arch to it. So the best way to do it is to put a screen here, and a screen there. That's what you would have to do. Now, if I was given that job to install in screens, that's what I would have to do. There's no other place you can put it anyplace else. And that way the people on this side can see it here, they can see it here, and they can see it here. With it being right up against the wall here, there's a little bit of give room right here. They would be able to see it with no problem comfortably in the front row with no problem. Yeah, but you see where the stage lights are at? See how far the stage lights actually separate how far they are from the wall? If you put a projection screen there, that would be a problem when it came down because it would be hidden right here somewhere in the middle, and anyone sitting right there would either be behind it or have to look straight up to see it. You know, the problem is that he expects people not to notice this. He expects people come. This website is pretty much set up for people that they consider to be idiots. I hate to say it that way, but that's what you consider your customers to be, is idiots, because you figure you can put anything up here, put any blah, blah, blah nonsense up here to begin with, and that people are going to just not even think twice about questioning it, and they're just going to basically just buy the product for the sake of just what you said. No, that's not going to work. That's not yours. You don't own this. This is you don't have any videos or any pictures or anything going on in there at all, period. Oh, gee whiz. That is so washed out. All right, we're done here. There's nothing more to talk about. This is beating a dead horse to death. Okay, Partey, your website's a lie. Products are a lie. Black paints come up too dark. Great products. They're not ambient light rejection. You see right there, the people are just completely washed out in the crowd. There's nothing more to say. And that, no one takes you seriously because you can't even open up your website. 1 month. Open your website for 1 month. I'll mark it on a date. I'll come in at the end of the month, and I'll, for the whole month of March, have the website open. And if you have the website open, my people will come in and they will place their orders for your products to be brought down here for testing to see if it works as you say it does. If you want to test my products for free, you can buy it right off my website. Keep in mind, all our stuff has batch numbers. If you decide to tamper with the product or do anything with it, well, I'll see you in the court for another thing on top of that. I don't mind y'all doing reviews against my product as long as you do the reviews correctly and you don't do dirty stuff at the end of the day. I don't mind. Just like when your product gets over here, I'm not mixing anything with that. Why would I do that? That's just deceitful. I don't do stuff like that. When your product gets down here, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to pour out all the water out of it first thing I'm going to do, because I want to test that product. What you said about the screen paint, if it doesn't have water in it, you need distilled water in, because the product is going to basically evaporate because it's not a paint at the end of the day. I'm going to drain your all the water out of it. And I'm going to seal it, watch people seal it, and stick it right there. And we'll come back the next day and we'll see if your paint basically turns into powder. If it turns into powder, then you're right, 100%. Water has to be in there. If it doesn't, then you're a liar. So we're going to test that theory out. We're going to order the black, and I'm going to just order the black. That's all we need. Because the black paint pretty much, I'm pretty sure there's water in that too. Because if he keeps claiming that his product is a skin-like material, then it has to be water in all of them. So it should have water in it. So we'll test that theory. And then I'm going to put your product on something called a white level test, which I guarantee you're not going to pass. Because again, if you're pulling up that dark inside and outside and your white levels are coming up blue, then I automatically know from the door you're not going to pass a white level test. Then we're going to do a black on black test. We're going to put you against black paint, black fabric, everything else we put our screens through. So we're going to put you through the same rigorous test we put all our black technology through and see if you can pass any of them. And you also have that challenge of 1 month. Try to keep your website for the month of March. Try to keep your website open. If you can't keep your website open for the month of March, then that proves even more that your product is nothing but a scam and a fake, and you're afraid for people to buy it because it doesn't work. Okay. Well, can't say I'm lying about this because it's the truth. It is what it is. All right, so I'm done talking about this dumb nonsense. I got to get back. I got things I got to do within the day. I got products and stuff to work on. I got to screen the paint in at 150 inches and put this display in. I got things to do. Other than that, you know, man, ain't much to say about Jamie. Jamie's product is just, it is what it is. He's got products on his website that match house paint. That's all to it. And right there, you can see in the blacklist, that's him, and whatever it is, that's what it is. You got house paint. If he feels that I'm lying in the demonstration, well, I can't. He's actually in the video matching house paint, so it's kind of like no way around that one altogether. But anyway, you do have other products you didn't test with the network gray. There's the hybrid mix you didn't test. The Metallica 2.0, which we know that you can make that for free, so too much with that. I guess the rest of them, yeah, you need to test against house paint. All right. Okay, that was easy. Fake website. Yeah. 1 month, the month of March. Try to keep your website open for 1 month. Now, keep in mind, since no one buys from you and they can't buy from you because you're afraid to open up your site, any orders that come through, you will know they'll be from us. So you should know that from the door. You won't be going through the paranoid stage of Crow. Crow goes through paranoia through belief, goes through some crazy paranoia with that joke right in the day. Yeah, Crow gets very paranoid. If we basically make the attempt to buy his product, he gets really nervous. This guy will go in and send us fake products, all kinds of stuff, because he can't send down the real stuff because his product doesn't work. And as I told you before, with him, we basically got an email from him stating that we could buy whatever we want, which we did. We bought whatever we wanted. We bought like about $1,600 worth of paint. And again, the money was just returned back to our account. So if we make a mention of someone actually buying the product, Crow will go through his accounts and try to figure out who's who so he can cancel the orders. That's pretty sad. But I am going to have your Cinemax down here. I am going to buy that because I want to put you against my wall in here. I'm going to see how close you come to matching my wall in here with the Cinemax. Now, I can easily do this with Network Gray 773 because he matched it with no problem. If that Network Gray 773 matches this wall in here, I know your product's going to match. We definitely know that from the door. But I don't like to say it. I like to basically have your product down here and unbox it. So like I said, we can't buy directly from you because you cancel orders. We got a stack of cancel orders over there. We've made purchases to your site. So we'll have somebody else go in and get it. And we'll see if you match our wall in here. All right, so let me see what this fellow says. Still, so it's going to be it for a while. So he has 1 month, the month of March. Let's see if you can keep his website open for 1 March. I don't know how you're going around calling yourself the king and you can't even keep your website open. And he sat there and said that someone's trying to damage your business. At the end of the day, we process orders. Well, we've been here Monday, we've been here Wednesday, we've been here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're not open. You're never open. Now I know they get on there and they say, oh, he wants our product so bad. Actually, no, we don't want your product so bad. We really don't. It's just sad that you don't have your page ever open. That speaks volumes. It's not a very smart business, man, if you're paying for a site that you're not making money off of. You're to call yourself a businessman at the end of the day. How are you a businessman when you're paying for something? That's like literally like paying rent to be someplace when you're not there. You spend $3,000 for a penthouse and there's no furniture, no one's living, there's nothing in there, but they pay for that every month. For what? That's a waste of money. That's not good. That's not smart business at the end of the day. That's stupid. At least you could basically turn it into a B&B or rent it out to someone, and they can make them. They can get your money back on what you were paying out. Charge a little more. Charge $4,000. You make your $3,000 back for what you paid for rent, and an extra $1,000 in your pocket. You don't know business. So the theory here is what I come up with. The reason why your site's closed is because maybe there's two reasons. Maybe you're afraid to open it because my people will come in and buy, and we'll get your product down here, and it'll be a lie. You're afraid of it's a problem. You guys stack the bar too high. You make all these false accusations, and then people go to test your stuff, and it doesn't work. This is why we have all these tests. I can't come on YouTube and say, hey, look, my screen paint can work in fully lit environments. We can work at 1,000 lumens, ultra short, those certified screens, inside, outside. You can't make those claims. You got to be able to back those up. That's why we have all those demonstrations on the page. Y'all don't have any demonstrations on the page. If I look into your category, you don't have one test page here. Nothing here. At all, period. There's nothing here. Even in your images on your actual product, half of the images are fake. They don't even belong to you. That definitely tells me at the end of the day something's not working there. Whew, I don't know. So, if you're going to make a statement that I've never had your product, we did make the attempt, so we're going to try to make the attempt again. So for the month of March, try to keep your website open for one solid month. So that way, my people can go in and buy your product to get it down here for proper testing. Since you don't have any tests here. Now, if you had questioned, are you willing to do it yourself? Are you willing to pour out all that water out of that paint? Well, we can't trust you. The guy will come back and put baby powder in there. No one here would do something that stupid. We'll do that test ourselves. Forget it. We'll do it ourselves. But you can do one that we did request from you. I've been asking since last year if you could basically take that sample sheet that you have and stick that against that wall. That would be nice to see. See if it does match the wall. But let's see how much of it does it match. Other than that, nope. So, let me see. Vinyl surface versus black screen paint. Oh, black diamond. This guy's still trying. Where's the white level test, man? All right, let's pick apart your video real quick. I got time. So let's show you where your light dodging at. And mind you, this is a product, keep in mind, you can't buy it because it's afraid to open the shopping cart. Nobody can buy it. But he claims it works. Your environment is dark, Partey. And again, your screen's coming up gray. You see that ashy discoloration right here? That shows, let me bring this down a little bit. You can see that. See right there? See that ashy discoloration? This is an OLED demonstration. This is supposed to show high detail in the screen. You see that really ashy look to it? That shows that the screen's having a very difficult time maintaining the contrast level. We see it all the time. Again, why are you so close to the screen? You got to back it up a little bit. And this screen is not black. This screen is actually gray. We can see it right here. This is a gray screen, not black. See that right there? That's all gray. That's supposed to be black. Your screen's not picking up a contrast level at all here, at all, period. This is a gray screen. So you're trying to tell people that this gray surface right here is going to pick up a 100% contrast level. That's clearly a lie. That black level, see right there? Every time when it transfers over, it should be matching this. If that screen is that black, it should be very close to this black right here. We have screens, and I'll show you why. That screen's also gray. And another failed demonstration. Let me show you. Okay, let's go over to our site here. And let's go pull up. I know it's a lot. There's a lot of information here. Sorry about the camera shaking. I'm just trying to get to the top. All right, here we go. Let's go to our demo page right here. You can do all the videos you want, Partey. You have to understand your product is a lie. Your website's a lie. Your products are made out of water, a lot of water, which it shouldn't be that much water, should never be in that much paint to begin with. Your screen requires multiple applications, which are freaking nightmares to begin with. And again, most importantly, you're afraid to open up your shopping carts. What's the point of talking about something you can't open up to begin with because the product doesn't work? But let me show you. If a screen paint is black, it'll match the border with no problem. Let's go through a lot of demonstrations here, people. I know, it's a lot. We're getting there. Should be right there. All right, now. Right there. Get the picture slideshow. Here we go. Do the picture slideshow. Do you see how black that screen comes up? I hate to embarrass you. You just never get enough abuse, do you, from us? You just never get enough abuse. Do you see that? Do you see how that screen matches against that border? See how black it is? That's how I know your screen is coming up gray. It's not black. If your screen was black, it would be like maybe it wouldn't be the same shade as the surface you have right here, but it'd be dark enough to see that the screens are both of them are two shades of black. Yours is coming up gray. See, from the side point of view, it comes up, sorry, people, like that. It comes up black. See that? You're trying to pass off a gray screen to pull up black technology. It doesn't do that. I'm sorry, buddy, but that's a complete fail. That's how your screen should be looking. If it sees if your screen is physically black and it sees a black, it can pull up 100% black level. That's where it's supposed to be looking. That's why when I look at your border, I notice that your border at the top basically is a different color. It's black, but the screen itself is gray. So you're trying to convince people that the gray product that you have produces a contrast level equal to a black screen. That's fraud. That's a lie. It's not true. And you know it's not true. This technology, on the other hand, can. This technology is so black that it actually matches the black frame of the screen from top to bottom. Matches our black octagon screen here, matches our black ceiling over top. Yours, on the other hand, no. Your screen is gray. Are you colorblind? Literally, are you colorblind? Do you not know the difference between black and gray? There is no way in the world that your OLED horse display or contrast level display is going to pull up a 100% black level. That is virtually impossible due to the fact that your screen is gray. Gee whiz, I swear, there's something wrong with you. I think you're comatose. I really do. I really do. And you're on here doing this demonstration trying to compare this to black technology. Look, Partey, do me a favor. Take your watercolor products and try to keep your website open for 1 solid month. This is so washed out. Look at this. That's not even black. That's actually gray. Ah, my goodness. That's coming up blue. That's not white. These are blue. That doesn't even pull correctly on your gray screen, doesn't pull proper white levels, and that's even bad. That's worse. Now you're calling this a fully lit environment. Number one, you got a shade right here that's blocking any light making contact with the screen. That's pushing straight up at the ceiling. And right here, from what I can see along here in this area, there's no light hitting the screen at all. This is actually tucked under a ledge right here. See this area right here? His condensed lighting is here in this section right here. I told you when they put screens in little pockets to keep from being hit with any kind of ambient light. And this is completely washed out. Look at the blues and the blacks. That's pretty bad. They're all blending together right here. This is supposed, that's not even freaking, what in the world are you doing? Gee whiz Louise, man. That's a demonstration for NVIDIA graphic card. If my graphic card looked like that, then the day I want my money back. There is no detail, no depth. All this is just blended into one. Look at all the blues he has in here. It is really poor white level quality in that stream. NVIDIA.
Getting that from YouTube.
None of the good jobs, man. Your jobs are, that's horrible. Yeah, 4090. That's a Hertz plus. That sucks. 590.
Last fall,
5090.
Mr. Plunk.
Oh, when that came out? Oh, no, really? 5090. Ooh, look at that one. NVIDIA 4K videos.
Getting that from
Give it.
YouTube.
See if we can find it. That is really, really, really bad. That's too much blue in there. Give me that four there. I know that you didn't use a black screen this time around. Of course you didn't, because that black screen comes up too dark. It's very dirty, but your blue levels are too high in there. That's awful. It means your white levels, you have poor white levels. All right. Let me show you. Oh, my goodness. So the individual lights will pop on one by one. You can see the individual bark in the tree. And when those lights come on, it shows a light effect. See how natural the colors look. Now, if you look at her skin tone and her wings are two different tones. Your white levels are extremely poor, even in your gray products. I can't wait to get your black paint down here for testing. Matter of fact, I'll take the gray too. Let's go to that freaking 4-code application, boy. I hate that nonsense. Her wings are purple, not blue. Look at all the detail you're missing. See the individual designs? See right there? Different shades that come in her dress that she's wearing. That's why people pay money for those graphic cards. Now, look at your image over here. See how dark and dirty that looks? Those wings are purple, not blue. Your colors are way off. Way, way off. Why is her wings blue? Those wings aren't blue. They're purple. They're a really light purple. And they're supposed to be spots of like off purple. It's there's 3 different shades of purple in there. And what's this? That's supposed to be a tree. That's not even, man, you did a horrible job on this, man. This is awful. That's absolutely awful. Look at that. Look how dirty the blues are coming. Look how everything's all blended together. There's no detail. There's no. Her dress is literally purple. It's a different shade of purple, and her undergarments are kind of a light blue. There's no detail in anything here. This is all. This is dirty. This is how she's supposed to look. Look at the wings. There's several different shades of purple to the wings, as you can see. Then there's a lighter kind of shade right in here, like a clear shade there and there. That's a gray screen paint that looks that bad. Versus, that's awful. That's absolutely awful. That's real dirty, man. That's extremely, extremely dirty. Look at the wings. You can't even see the detail in the wings. The wings are so bad. It's so mucky. Look at the details on my wings. You can even see the individual twine and the rope that she's using, the vine. Just so I can see the detail on that. You're just as worse as those knockoff projectors that have those murky, dark images. You're just as worse as that, man. These are horrible. These products are horrible. And you don't even have any light in the environment, to tell you the truth. You don't have no real light in the environment. And is that murky, that dirty? Look at, where's the detail at? That's completely washed out. Look at that. That is dirty. That is extremely dirty. And why is it so dark? It's a gray screen. It should never be that dark at a gray screen. Remind you, this is a screen that has 2 different games attached to it, so you spin the wheel and figure it out. And you have no light in the environment. What the freak is this? This right here is a lamp with a shade around it. How can we just pull this off and take this lamp and stick it right over here? What else does he have in here? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, that is so washed out. Are you kidding me? TLC 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is not supposed to be ash. Look at the color washout. Look at this. That is completely washed out. Partay, we're gonna get you open up your site. Danny, open up your site so that way we can get your product down here. You got 1 month to get it done. Get your site opened up for a solid month. And as you can see, my screens are not tucked under little doors. And mind you, keep in mind, we do these outside. I can do this with a bay of windows wrapped around my screen. I've done this demonstrating, do it off my ceiling if I want to. See, there's no ash, there's none of that nonsense. I've done this demonstration of bare windows at 127 inches, with ceilings outside. Your product doesn't work. Your white levels are too low. They're coming up blue. You have no details in the image, and that's a gray screen. There's no way anyone's going to pick up next to black technology. I think you didn't do any demonstrations on the black surface, didn't you? I know why. You're not bringing that out anymore. That screen can't even pick up. But I'm tired of side by side. This is what it comes down to. Open your website up so we can come in and buy. Because there's no point, and you like, how can I say it? What's the word for it? You not having your website open. I mean, it's crow's theory. It's like having a dog behind a big gate. All you do is bark. When it comes time to open up the gate, all you're going to do is lick my hand. That's what you're going to do. That's why your website's so shut. For the month of March, we'll give you the entire month to have your website open. My people are waiting to buy your product. We've been waiting to buy your product for the last couple months, and we still are not able to obtain your product. You talk all this trash about your product working, this, that, and the other, but yet your website's closed. What are you afraid of? Open the site. That's what it comes down to it. But your image is washed out. Black should never come up that ashy. If your contrast levels, you're showing your screen is ambient light projection. It's not ambient light projection. It's washing out. Oh my goodness. I want to see some more demonstrations on that black paint. That stuff is pretty fun to look at. Hungry. Yeah, I've done that demonstration so many times, it's not even funny on how many times we've done that demonstration. I've done that demonstration on a screen that was wrapped around windows. No problem whatsoever, even at 1,000 lumens. And we've done this demonstration in the Maxout zone, which actually obtains more light than this environment right here. Remember I told you about the lip? See where the screen is sitting under the lip right here? The condensed lighting's up here. It wouldn't even touch the screen at all, period. And this is completely washed out right here. That should never have that ashy look to it. You're not supposed to have that. It's supposed to be solid black. But this screen is gray. It's trying to pass off by saying it has ambient light rejection. It doesn't have it. See what else he displayed on here. Yeah, that's washed out. That's definitely washed out. Look at all this. This is washed out. You couldn't even see that. Give you a little zoom on that real quick. There you go. See that ashy look to it? There you go. The same reaction that the other fellow had where his screen washed out completely. This is would have the same issue and same problem. Now you see all that right there? Let's go back here for a minute. Yeah, that's my demonstration with my screen with the white sheet of paper sitting in the middle of it. And an environment that, as you can see, is taking in more light than your projection screen. That entire wall is actually well lit, where your environment looks like that. Your screen's washed out, Danny. I know you want to make it sound like your product actually works, but it doesn't. This is completely washed out. It should never even look like this. This environment I'm sitting in right now is more lit than your environment. And I have my screen compared to a white sheet of paper, which means my black technology can produce a level higher than the white sheet of paper, which we're seeing right there. You don't have a comparison on your screen at all, period. Look at this right here, watch this. Now, if you notice, the environment's darker, which means he shut the windows. Why would you have your windows shut? You don't have the same amount of light here. All this is completely dark. Done this one in the dark. Poor demonstration. All right, look, man. Simple and plain. Start field demonstration. Fully lit environment. I know you have windows that wrap around that environment. Take your camera, point it to the back, show exactly where your windows are opened up, and show the entire environment, broad environment start field. When you do your black screens, white levels only, and show basically white surfaces against the screen, so there's a comparison exactly showing how high your white levels are compared to a white surface. That's what you need to do. This is basically a nonsense demonstration from the doors. It's cutting corners. Your environments are changing. As I can see, it's dark right in here, because if you look up here in the corner, this is very dark. Your condensed lighting's not even on. If your condensed lighting was on, this would be all well lit. This area would be well lit. So this is sitting in a dark environment right now. So when you did this demonstration with the OLED horse, you kept it dark in that corner. Let's bring it back here and see if you can show a little bit more light in the environment. Maybe his camera's doing this. But your screen's still poor. That's supposed to be black. That's not supposed to be gray. This is an OLED demonstration. It's not going to give you the same reaction if you do it on a gray screen. I got a gray screen right over here. If I do both demonstrations side by side, the screen's going to pull up better. You should know this already. What the freak is wrong with you jokers? I got to explain this stuff to y'all. You should know, not you guys. These guys should know this. If you're trying to convince your customers that they're going to be able, you don't have any customers, I forgot, your website can't even open up. Anyway. But as I said before, if you're going to convince them that this gray surface pulls a black level, it doesn't at all, period. It doesn't have the capability. This is not black. This is ash. And this right here, this is extremely dirty, because right here, I can't even, all the wings, the background is all blended in together. It's very dirty. Not supposed to look like that. And that's washed out. That is completely washed out. Where's the rest? There's supposed to be, this is supposed to be jet black in here. What happened here? Gee whiz. Now, you guys don't know how to do demonstrations, right? That's definitely washed up. Danny, let me explain to you how this video works, okay? Because when you display videos and you know anything about black technology, there's a way on how they display these videos. When this video comes on, it starts off super dark. That's how it starts off. Everything's supposed to be cloaked in black. You don't even see the images in the back because they have these shadows on them. When the images start displaying the contrast levels, you'll start seeing the skin tones push through, but the background always remains jet black. You'll see the white skin tones, you'll see the beautiful colors, the beautiful car, but the background remains black. You're not supposed to have this ash to it at all because you take away from the image itself. The whole display of this technology, of this particular video, and so the background comes up dark, and then these images come up nice and bright. That's how it works. You failed at this demonstration. This is supposed to be black. This is not supposed to be ashy like this. I'll show you. I got a 150-inch screen in the next room. Look like a TV, doesn't it? Pretty cool. And pretty soon, we're going to have 150-inch painted. All right. So this is my environment. That's my screen at 150 inches. When the video starts off, it starts off dark. That's supposed to be solid black. When they show their images, then the video brightens up. See? You don't understand the videos that you display. Background always remains black. Your stuff will get crushed over here, my man. Keep your website locked. My screen doesn't sit underneath a lip. As you can see, light makes contact with the screen at all times. It's a 150-inch screen. There's nowhere for it to hide from ambient light. Starfield screensaver, where you can't go. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now try this in your demonstration. Can't. You know why? Because the screen will wash out. You don't understand the demonstrations that y'all do. You don't get them. You don't understand them. Reason why you don't understand them because you guys are so used to cutting so many corners all the time. That's why my neighbors looking into my house. But you're used to cutting so many corners all the time. Put your music on real quick. Jazz music. Beautiful fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
You don't understand the demonstration. When that demonstration comes on for TLC, that background is supposed to be jet black. And then as the models come on, they start brightening up the image. But the background still, majority of it stays dark. You're not supposed to have this area right here. That means your screen washed out. You're not supposed to have that ashy look. This should be solid black, and you should be see those images back there crystal clear. Even the moon they have in the background here, some planet is washed out. And my screen still takes on more light. I got two big windows behind me, and I got an overhead light, not this mess in the corner. I got an overhead light sitting right next to the top of my screen at 150 inches. My screen's bigger than your screen. It takes in more light. You talk about ambient light, you're not on my level when it comes to ambient light rejection technology, Danny. I know you want to be so badly, but you're not. I have too many demonstrations on too many levels of my product being tested on just about everything you can think of. You would never survive in these environments. That screen's 127 inches. This sits in a bay of windows. This one right here sits right next to the light, right next to the door. You see how that screen stays black all the way through? There's no discoloration, there's no that ashy look to it. Colors don't wash out. Sorry, too close. Here we go, bring it a little bit, here we go. And you get up there and you do one little video and you think at the end of the day you have our same problem. You don't. You don't have it at all, period. See, I can watch Batman right there. All that light hitting my screen, window hitting the door, light hitting the screen. Oh, Jamie, to you. I mean, make sure you have your screen in the door when you do the door demonstration, please. Thank you. Get tired of basically people pointing at doors and screens halfway across the room somewhere talking about, oh, look at the door light. It doesn't work, man. A 1,000 lumen projector, right there, on our black technology, 1,000 lumens. Showing white levels. That environment has far more light than you have in your environment. You're not supposed to have that ashy look you're seeing to the screen, people. You're not supposed to have that there. It's not supposed to be there. I got lights attached under my screen, including the lights over top at the same time. What you bugging about? What? Should we refresh the rest of our videos on here? We have a lot of videos on here loading up. The background of my wall is brighter than the background of where your screen sits at. Come on, man. Why do you even try? Outside demonstrations on visible tech. And you're showing some demonstration. Your screen is washed out. I know you don't want to believe that, but yeah, your screen is washed out. Here you go. How about this? We can display screens on the floor with the lights on. Man, that's gonna give us no challenge whatsoever. What about this? How about this? You want to talk about ambient light projection technology? How about this? I could do that demonstration in the middle of my ceiling with the lights on. I can display outer space. And you can't get a screen to pick up without washing out with some a little bit of window light hitting the screen. And I could do that with the lights on. This is what I mean by your efforts are not even worth our time. You want to talk about light? I got sun killer technology right here that can absorb sunlight. And you're worrying about little lights out the window. This is how much light the background of the screen was actually taking in. That's the screen outside. Showing it's not in the window. So you can see from the back of the house, that's how much light is filtering through that screen. And that's a direct hit from sunlight. And you think that I'm impressed by seeing a demonstration of a washed out screen on 120 or probably 100 inches sitting near a window? Are you kidding me? You guys are so far behind, it's not even funny. It's not even funny how far you are behind. Here's your solution to your screen you just showed me. Here you go. I can go back and get a demonstration from 3 years back and still beat your demonstration. Here's my screen outside on 1100 lumens. If you notice, there's no ash coming up on the screen. It's solid black. Gray screens do not pick up contrast levels all that well. The way he's trying to display it, no, his screen's coming up really ashy, and it shouldn't do that at all, period, if his product was made correctly. That product with that water in it and everything else in it, keep in mind on top of that, it's a watered down product. It's mostly water. There's my gray screen technology. That's the punishment we put our screens through. And you're worrying about that. You're impressed by that little bit of light. Outside. I have more light in this environment, and it's nighttime. Outside, Optima GT 5500. All right, Parte, I'm done. Look, Bottom line is, no more of this back and forth. This is boring me. It's boring. You have no demonstrations to match anything we have. Your products, again, like I said, are nothing but complete lies. You can't even keep your website open. By the time March hits in, I'll give you some attention again, and you have 1 month to have your, matter of fact, try to keep the website open for 1 month. So that way we can bring your product down here and we can test this stuff out. Because I'm not going to have you sitting on camera crying and whining about how he doesn't know our products that well because he's never had them. Well, we try to get them, but you canceled all the orders, so that's why we don't have them. If you're a man enough, you would have basically put the order through and kept the $700, but you didn't do that because you're afraid because your product doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is, you got until the month of March. Keep the website open so my people can come in and place the order. You know it's from us because we'll be the only ones ordering because nobody else can seem to get your products at all, period. So that's how we're going to do it. I don't do that whole customer doesn't like the product. They got to send down. Any of your customers send us down a product, it has to be sealed and in the box. We don't take anything in here that's been opened up or tampered with because at the end of the day, we're going to accuse of basically touching or tampering the product. We don't do that. That product has to come here brand new. So, with that being said, I'm going to get back to work. When the 1st of March hits, we'll put the challenge in. Keep your website open for 1 solid month. And my people will come in to place orders for the products. We'll get them down here. One of the first tests I will be doing, I will be draining the water from your paint, and I'll basically set it there. I want to see exactly if your product does evaporate or turn to powder or whatever you said it was. It needs to paint there as a form of, what you said, de-still water is used as a form of keeping the paint from evaporating. That's what you said? Pretty sure. Let's be clear on that. I'll make sure I'm clear on that. I don't want to say something that's not right. Make sure he did say that.
Hi everyone, Danny here with Partay. So what you're looking at here is Vega Plus against a wall.
Vega Plus against a wall. That's not the same. It's Vega Plus.
In my demonstration room here. Now the reason for this is because, now this is the panel that, if you've seen our app, everyone, Danny here with Partay. So, hi everyone, Danny here with
Partay, that's not the same panel. We know what the same panel is. The panel you have had creases in it, all kinds of marks in it. That's not the same panel. And do you have a demonstration with the, hold on for a minute, because that's not the same panel, and I can tell you why it's not the same panel. Because in the demonstration, when you displayed the screen, they match the wall. This doesn't match the wall, which means this is not the same panel. I'm sorry, buddy. You really got to stop lying in your demonstrations. Gee whiz, Louise. Every time I come on your side, I always find something more jacked up than I already found out. This does not even match the demonstration we saw here.
Yeah, folks, Danny here.
That's a different panel. And then on top of that, if you look at it, it matches the wall. So you have a different panel, different color attached to it because that's not the same color. That's not what we saw you paint here. Doesn't look the same way. Gotta really stop lying, man. Seriously.
Just a cheap manufactured screen, say something like an IKEA.
Now, how come in that demonstration, when you put it against the wall, it doesn't look the same? It looks slightly darker. Why is that? Because that's not the same color it has laying against the wall. This is something completely different. This is the same product. As I said, the wall in here, this is what we asked you to put against the wall. The panel that you're displaying doesn't match the wall.
Or substrates, as we refer to them. But for this video, and I'm going to have 2 that are going to be uploading today.
But then again, you lie a lot, so, you know, it's not that hard off to understand that.
As far as application services.
See that? See the difference between these two? They look exactly the same. And they also match. So what you just showed in that demonstration, that's not the same paint, and it's not the same color. Actually, it's a little darker.
And work phenomenally for what we needed.
Oh man, you gotta stop lying so much, man. That's not the same paint, not the same color. Sorry, dude. You're gonna have to do that again. Don't worry, we'll have your product down here shortly. If he opens up in March, we'll get the product down here. We'll do the tests that have to be done. We know exactly what color the wall is, so that way we'll put it against the wall, and we'll get the screen paint that's close enough to that color. So we'll be ordering gray and black from you. Now, do me a favor. Can you do a video explaining to us what season that paint is available in? Because if it's not available in the season of March, then whatever season that product is available, open up the shopping carts and we'll pick that up too. My goodness. I'm not going to give you any more attention after. I think we've given you enough. Yeah. Not the same product. Because the contrast would be much darker here than it would have been in the demonstration you just shown. Come on, man. We pick up on all that dumb nonsense. You know by now you can't lie to us. Now, what was it we were looking for in here? He said, oh yeah, about the water destill system. That's what it was. It was, let me see, it was in this one. See, it works at the delivery.
Take it out there. There's little places for you that if we have a surface that has a bit of texture on it, and you'll be able to pick, and it's all going to be okay. I promise you. You're going to see your first roll is going to be the ugliest paint job you've ever done probably in your life. So don't worry about it. That's good. That's fine. You'll see as we go through this that this is not about being a master. This formula has been designed to make it very easy for you to do, where you pretty much have to try to screw it up, maybe just take and do some finger painting in there. I can't guarantee against that, but this should be fairly easy. All right, so first things you'll want to remember is when you open up the product, you want to stir.
Question, what's the point of you doing all these videos to begin with if your site's closed? No one can buy your paint because your site's closed, so what's the point? I mean, we're giving you 1 month to see if you can open it up, but I don't know.
Very well. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to make sure you stir the bottom. Almost I do mine in a checkered pattern. I kind of go one direction from side to side and then, you know, the other way side to side. And I'll do that a few times and then make sure that you get around your edges so that you don't have stuff that's just stuck to the edges. Now, this over time, probably by the time you would receive it, it's going to look like it does when we mix it. But over time, you will have some separation there that could occur, and that's going to be because we use a combination of distilled water with something we designed here. The polymers in it are heavier. It's going to fall to the bottom over time. So your water will kind of rise to the top and separate. That water is really only there as a delivery vehicle for the product because it's going to evaporate. What Kelly's going to...
I'm going to test that theory, which you just said. I'm going to drain the water from your container and we're going to see if that paint evaporates. That's the first test I'm going to run on your product. So we're going to order 2 from you. We're going to give him a challenge to see if he can keep his website open for 1 month. There's no point in you doing these demonstrations at the end of the day if you can't keep your website open. Who are you preaching to at the end of the day? You can't even open your site because you're afraid. You got 1 month. And another thing we also need from you too also is that you said that the black paint is seasonal. What season is it available? Because you never had that posted there. So what season is it? It kind of sounds like you want to make it sound like it's there, but it's not there. So what season is it open so we can go buy it? So in the month of March, I'm going to expect to see your shopping cart open when we come in there on the 1st. So we can actually make the call so my buddy can come in and place his order. We shouldn't even give him a certain date. Certain date he might close it. Who knows? He does some weird stuff. Just say we'll order in the month of March. We're not going to tell you when we're going to order. But have your site open next month for us to place our orders. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to drain that water from that container. I want to see if your paint evaporates.
And separate. That water is really only there as a delivery vehicle for the product because it's going to evaporate. What Kelly's going to do is I'm going to instruct her.
So what you're going to do, make another video, put it down here too and said, oh, I lied. I never said the paint would evaporate. And you literally just said it right there. All right, people. We're not going to entertain this anymore. I got things to do. Oh, Ugh. And Partey, your product is trash. I'm gonna tell you that right from the door. From what I've seen so far, it is trash. Not only that, it's water paint. I'm gonna be paying 160 bucks for water. Literally, that's what I'm gonna be paying for, because that's nothing but water paint. And I guarantee you, I can make your product on camera. It's nothing more than just black and white paint with water in it. I'm going to drain your product. We're going to see whether or not it evaporates. If that thing doesn't evaporate, then we know exactly why that water is in there. And that water is purposely in there to make your product seem like it's something more than it's not. It's a skin-like coating. You thin out the paint to make it seem like a skin-like coating. And that's what we're going to prove on camera. If you refuse to open up your website for the month of March, then it clearly shows at the end of the day, your product is nothing more than just a scam and a fake, because you can't open your website up, because you know at the end of the day it doesn't work. You set the bar too high, you said too many lies at the end of the day, and if someone tests any one of his theories, your product's going to fail miserably. Also too, on that black paint that's supposed to be seasonal, shoot me an email on what season that paint is available so we can make the purchase. Because right now you have it as a seasonal paint, you don't have what season it's available and how to get it. You know, like if you buy a Christmas tree, well, we all know you can buy Christmas trees only around in December. It's a seasonal product. Well, sometimes you buy them all year round, but you know what I'm talking about. Halloween candy. It's a seasonal product. So they have what month, if you don't know, but you should know, but they still have what month it's available, when you can order it. Well, you have done that your product is seasonal. So what season is that paint available? You don't have it there. As for then putting the screen paint against your screen, I just saw that demonstration. No, that's not the same paint. That paint's much darker. What we just saw in the demonstration, that matched. That's what we need to see. That product put against that wall. If you don't do it, I'll do it for you. Well, that's it. Nothing more to say. I just can't see. I'm going to see if he opens up the site for March. Right now, he's closed. I don't understand. When you have a website, websites are open 24/7. I can go to any website right now. I can place an order. Anywhere I'm at, I can place an order for any website. They just don't process the order until that particular time. So they say, oh, we're going to process orders on Monday or Tuesday. But you can still go to that website 24 hours a day and hit that website and order whatever you want. You just won't get the product processed until that processing date. That's a bunch of nonsense right there. And you're going to sit there and say, oh, we don't have it open certain days. Who has freaking sold out? Only time we have sold out on a product unless it's not available. We have a date on when it's coming up and we're doing updates on when that product will be available. Or we just don't have it. We just remove it off the site. No point in having to take up space for something we can put something else up there. But how websites work, and we all know how they work, we're the digital age. We know how this crap works in the day. If a product is sold out, that means you don't have it. But sold out every single day for like a month we've been on there looking at your site, something ain't right there. And then they sit there and say that, oh, we only open up at certain times. No, buddy, do you know how websites work? You can place the orders. It's when they process the orders. So they can say, okay, we process the orders on Thursday. Still means you can come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and place an order. You just want to get it processed until Thursday. That's how it works. You got your site locked. And the reason why we know he locked the site, because I told you that when we first placed the order for his product, we've been in and out of the site for about a month. So when I went in to place the first order, the money went back to our account and the site automatically locked right from the door. He locked the account from the door because he didn't want us to go and buy any more paint from him. And then we went in to buy again from him, and he said, well, the site's not going to open up until I think the 25th or 24th or something weird in December when it was going to open up. So we waited then. When the site, new products would be coming out, we placed an order again. And then all the money went back to our account, and he locked the account again. Then we came back in January, supposed to have some new opening date. We came in there, we placed orders again. Money went back to our account. He locked the site again. And then he said it was going to open up on July the 25th. So we came back in on July 25th, placed more orders, money went back to our account, and he locked the account again. And now it's been locked ever since. That's a funny dude. Let me see. Why are you still calling yourself Partey? You know you don't own that name, right? Gee whiz, steal people's names and use them? That's not. Forget it. It's too funny. Doesn't even own the name. Doesn't even own the logo. It's pretty funny. See it on the table? That's you and Crows. Canceled orders. Not even combined. That's some of y'all canceled orders. When we spread them out, we showed how many orders we placed through their site and how many times they cancel us. All money returned back to our accounts because they couldn't ship out the orders because they couldn't do it. Yeah, put down right here. Website never opened. He never opens his website. Like literally keeps that thing closed all the time. Like never can get his paint. Like seriously, I got a better luck than a gorilla crashing through my roof, singing Yankee Doodle Dandy in French and holding lottery tickets, winning lottery tickets in all 50 states. Before you, oh, this is another demonstration. We did crazy demonstration out the box. Painted freaking floor tiles. Definitely need that one. Definitely need that one. Where's the front page at? Yeah, these are insane demonstrations. We need that one in there right there. Forgot about that one. Forgot about that one. Where we go now? Where are we at? There we go. These are the Eclipse. Look at this craziness. This is what I mean by it. Y'all don't do our demonstrations at the end of the day. I got demonstrations that can go back to the very beginning of our technology and show you our level. We can go back into, we have so many different versions of black technology, advancing it, making it better. This is an 8 Eclipse. Took the tiles, painted them up. Actually, this is wood. This is a shipping box. These are all different forms of surfaces that we painted all together to show you that you can paint just about anything you want. And what we did is we spread them out so the white screen can push through at the same time with lights on top of the screen. This is why we sit there and said that at the end of the day, if you guys are going to call yourself being on my level, you have to complete all my demonstrations. My demonstrations are brutal. They're not demonstrations where you got wall, projector, blah. No, we got some crazy demonstrations that we do. One of the demonstrations you're going to have to do is that sunbather. Yeah, you can stick your projector at 1,000 lumens outside on a ledge and have that thing punch through a window, hit the screen, and pull up with the light right there in the center. You got to pull those white levels, contrast, and color. I know it sounds exhausting for you, but that's what you're going to have to do. If you're going to claim to be me at the end of the day, you're going to have to do this kind of stuff. This would be a nice display. So these are some of the ideas we're going to be using for basically our using for our whatchamacallit, for our showroom. That'd become a real nice. Put a white screen behind that. Gotta see this for a minute. Hold on, people. So you put 4 coats to a motorized projection screen, or 1 coat. If you put 1 coat on here, this is not going to go well when you're telling people they have to do 4 coats. Let's see what we got going on here. Gee whiz Louise. Are you kidding me? All right, so look. Good gracious. Man, this is bad. In your demonstrations, you tell your customers they have to do it 2 to 3 inches wide. This is a splatter effect right here. Look at this, watch this. Paint spilling all on the floor. Look at that. That's a mess. You don't have to do that. That's stupid. Just pour the paint into a puddle right in the middle of the screen and You're done. That's it. You're finished. That's it. This is a mess. You got paint splattered over here on the floor and everywhere. This is a mess. So that's 1 application. Actually, it's 2. That's 2 applications onto the surface. Wait a minute. I thought you just sat there and said when in the videos you said that your screen paint doesn't come in different colors. Oh my goodness. This is already, we got to come back in, people. I got to come back in. I ain't got a choice. He literally just sat there and said that his paint doesn't come in different colors. And here he is painting different colors. Oh my goodness, man. You're such a liar, dude. You lie so much in your demonstrations. You just sat there and said your paints don't come in 3 colors, right? This is 2 right here. I'm going to check and see something for the other one. That's another color. Oh, man. We got to come back in. We got to come back in. We got to come back in. We got a choice. We got to come back in. This is hilarious. I got to come back in. I'll be back.